and welcome to ELOSOFUMARTAKES. This is our 363rd take, live from the Alec Bradley Lone Star Studio of Azle, Texas. I'm your host, Barry Duplessis, as always, and I'm so proud, so pleased, and so privileged to be with you all tonight. It's going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be munchy. It's going to be crunchy. It's going to be tasty. It's going to be absolutely 100% fucking delicious. It's the second year in a row. We're doing the food tour of PCA 2026 down in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's going to be our recap show of all things great and tasty. Just did that on the fly. Got to come up with a better one for year 3, though. But before we get to formal introductions of our guests of honor, I think so. Before we get to formal introductions of our guests of honor and a special pop-in guest, we have to thank the people that make this show possible. And that, of course, is our sponsors. And tonight's show is brought to you by Drew Estate. Drew Estate has been reborn again. The rebirth of cigars has been reborn once again, announcing the Undercrown El Tigre Dominicano. Since its birth on the factory floor, Undercrown has always been represented the spirit of the underdog. The newest extension of the Undercrown line series, this familiar underdog spirit extends past Nicaragua to the fields of the Dominican Republic to create one of the most greatest Undercrown stories unlike any you've seen before. Undercrown El Tigre Dominicano is a defining new chapter for the Undercrown brand, one deeply rooted in the Dominican Republic. For the first time, Undercrown embraces the Dominican filler forward-based expression with the elegant and rich Dominican filler tobaccos in full spotlight. At the core of El Tigre is a beautiful pairing of Dominican HVA and C98 leaves, tobacco selected specifically for their balance, structure, and aromatic depth. Together, they build a layered, expressive base for flavors easily enjoyed by any fan of premium cigars. Check out the latest, the greatest, and the newest chapter and expansion of Drew Estate as they have now officially entered the foray of the Dominican Republic with the new chapter of Undercrown, the Undercrown El Tigre Dominicano. Check out your Drew Diplomat retailer today and smoke one. Trust me, it's great. And welcome, everybody. This is our 363rd take. If you are tuning into us live on Facebook or later on YouTube, our video broadcast is always courtesy of our good friends at Foundation Cigars. Nick Melillo is a well-known cigar maker in the premium cigar industry. He is the founder and owner of Foundation Cigar Company, which portrays a range of high-quality handcrafted cigars. His values include quality, consistency, balance, and flavor. Check out foundationcigars.com today. And if you are listening to us later, wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, or wherever you listen to podcasts, be sure you download, subscribe, and review. Tonight's audio broadcast is courtesy of our friends at Gran Habano Cigars. Honest, compassionate, great cigars. Be sure you download, subscribe, and review today. Thanks to our good friends at Gran Habano. And welcome, everybody. As I mentioned before, this is our 363rd take. It's going to be a tasty show. So without further ado, let's introduce tonight's guest of honor, sponsored by United Cigars. Smoke one today and start living united. It's Mr. Tripp Waldrop of Let's Get Pairing. Tripp, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I just finished our own show, so I've had a couple drinks in me. I'm ready to smoke something that's not 70 ring gauge. Looking forward to talking about food, talking about our experience at the PCA this year.
Man, it was such a fun show last year. We decided to do it again, bring it back, and we had some similar things. We went back to a couple of places, but we also tried some new things. We also tried to try. Some of us tried to try some old things that were apparently really old, and we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes here. But Tripp, I want to bring in our special pop-in guest to talk about one of the moments, we'll say, of cuisine, the moments of food on our trip down to PCA last month. Let's welcome in Mr. Will Cooper of Cigar Coop. Coop, how you doing tonight, sir?
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for letting me. I didn't crash the party. Barry asked me to come on for one part.
It's by invitation. It was by invitation. So
yeah. By the way, just real quick, Bear, I want to do a health check for Tom Lazuka right now. I don't know if you've seen what's been going on in Detroit, but the Pistons are getting really walloped. So I feel bad for him.
It's almost this weird kind of throwback to like the early 2000s with NBA. The Cavs are good but there's no LeBron James.
Right.
And the Pistons are good, and it's just weird. It's bizarre. This was an interesting
I
NBA year. It's been a couple
It was.
interesting
It
NBA
was.
seasons.
I feel bad for Tom though. He just has the worst luck with his team sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of him. Actually, I do feel bad for him 'cause I was pulling for his team. So yes, if Tom let us know you're okay, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Well, Coop, I was gonna as a popping guest here, I was gonna let you actually pick my cigar. I've got a few for you to choose from tonight.
Okay.
And each of them have an interesting story and a fun
Okay.
story.
Okay.
So let's start off with the America 250 from the JC Newton Cigar Company.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was chatting with the young Newman, and I've had him on my show a couple of times and everything, and he him and I were kind of talking about the cigar in particular, and he was like, "Hey, I really." He was kind of a throw. It was kind of a throwback to when I had him on the first time I ever had him on, because I was like chatting with him through like Instagram, Instant Messenger. I was like, "Hey, I'd really love to
Right.
have you on the show," blah blah, and graciously appeared to come on and everything, and it was but he actually sent me a box of the American like right after that show, and like he sent me this really really incredible letter, um, just thanking me for the experience and stuff, uh, and just our shared passion for American history and things like that. And so when we were talking about the cigar in particular, I was like, man, I know you saw your family being here at 250, but now that it's here, like what does it mean? And one of the great things about him is I off camera he's almost like Chris Topper. He's not as bad like
Oh,
he,
no, he
he
is almost as bad as Chris Topper.
about giving you
Like
like
he gives you more info
better
off the camera.
better
Yeah.
stuff, but like it was just this
Where as soon as you like end the interview and he's like, this is actually the most interesting cigar you've ever made,
yeah
and you're like, come on, man.
um and
I'm actually
but we
working
were
on to get him on the regular show. Yeah. So I'll know that now. Good.
yeah, just keep everything going and everything. But what I was gonna say is like we were talking just about specifically the 250th anniversary and stuff, and he was talking about you know his dad and his uncle, and how when they took over, and this isn't like off the record stuff or anything, but he was like when they took over and everything, like there was actually a specific conversation about getting to the 250th anniversary of the country, and like what that would
Wow.
mean for their company being at kind of at the center of that and stuff. Because I mean, even at the time when their father died, like I mean, there still wasn't many cigar companies, American cigar companies around. It was just basically just them. Like they've been kind of holding strong for a few decades now and everything and stuff. And there was this conversation about the 250th anniversary of the country and how it was coming up, and um at that point, like 2 decades away or whatever, but it was close enough to where they just really wanted to make sure they kind of did it right and stuff, and and I said, yeah, and then here's your project, the American, that's kind of the center of it and stuff. And so it was a really cool moment.
Yep.
That was a really long explanation, but I thought it was really cool
But
conversation, and it was really cool part of history and everything. So that's one of the cigars. The other one is the Blackwork Studio Tiger Saurus that I picked up at Armando's Crescent City Cigars down there in New Orleans, and
hmm
um, Armando's such a great guy. He I've been in his shop, a total of 4 times in my life.
Yep.
And he always makes you feel like your long lost family. And um, and he just, I thought his selection this year was really incredible. I thought it had actually improved. Not that there was anything wrong with it last year, but I was like, wow, there's some
Yeah, he had a
great
pretty
stuff in
good
here.
selection this year.
Agreed. He had some
Yeah,
real gems this year.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was one of them. So I grabbed one,
Uh-huh.
um, and this one was kind of definitely personal to me. Like, as I was walking out of the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust booth, Chris Duke, uh, we all know and love, fan of the show,
Yep.
um, made a point to like grab me. He's like, "Hey, no, wait, Bear, come here. I wanted to give you something." And he's like, "Man, I really appreciate the honorable mention you gave me." And he's like, "I just also like I love what you do for the industry and stuff." Like, just said some really nice, kind words because I mean, he's the
Right.
nicest guy in the world. And he's like, "Hey, I really wanted to give you one of these." And he like, even though I've bought a box before and I've smoked it and I loved it and stuff, and he probably doesn't have that many left for his own. He gave me a Year of the Duke, and so I have it here. Uh,
Hell yeah.
and then also, I mean, we know the story that Coop had with it, but it was also a really beautiful moment for me in the Perdomo booth this year, and I think the project's fantastic and just really excited for its full on release. But I've got the Legacy Father and Son, Sun Grown here from Perdomo Cigars. So those are my four choices. So Coop, what am I lighting up tonight?
You gotta smoke that Perdomo.
I
You
was
gotta
like,
smoke.
is there going to be any other chance? Is there any
Well,
chance that
the
Coop's not
American,
going to pick the Perdomo?
well, the American was my cigar of the year.
Yeah.
But the fact that you are still sitting on that Perdomo and haven't smoked it yet, you need to smoke it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and so
While you light it up, Bear, I'm going to ask you to pick my cigar.
All right, let's do it. You had a 70
So
gauge
I
in there.
have what?
I said, do you have a 70 gauge in there for me to choose
No,
from?
I definitely don't. I'm ready to smoke a regular cigar. I have a Romeo y Julieta Profundo.
ooh,
Reserva Real Nicaragua Profundo, to be specific. A Tatuaje J21 broadleaf.
ooh,
Oh,
And then
nice.
now for the sponsored lineup, I have the 6x60 of the Undercrown Tigre Dominicano.
Oh, wow.
The Tom Lazuka signature. Sorry, Asylum Signature Series by Tom Lazuka.
Yeah.
Or the Bandolero Premium.
Oh, shit.
I can't remember the name of the cigar. This size. Mysticos? Something along those lines. Something with an M. It's a 6x55.
I would have gone with that Bandolera if you had anything else, but then you threw in Tom Lazuka's ass, so I had to.
So is that the choice?
Yeah, you got to go with the Lazuka.
All right, going with the
Cheers.
Lazuka.
That cigar is incredible. So, so I'm lighting up the Perdomo Legacy Father and Son, and I am lighting it up with my ST DuPont monogram Biggie lighter. It's that flat flame and beautiful flat flame, and perfect for toasting a cigar like this. Bigger gauge, beautiful shape. This is the I guess they're Coop, what they call it, the Grand Bellicoso? Is that what they're calling
Grand
it?
Figurado, I believe
Grand
it was
Figurado.
called. Yeah, Tripp, that Profundo is interesting.
I love that cigar. I mean,
So,
I've smoked half a dozen of those.
okay,
Already.
when it came out, I don't know about this cigar. I gotta be honest. I was like, and even Ben reviewed it early on, and he was a little jury's out on it. But like 3 or 4 weeks later, those cigars came into their own, and they're really good.
I agree. Initially, I felt like it was very just an AJ cigar. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of what I
AJ
thought.
makes great cigars. There's no doubt in my mind about that, but they all taste fairly similar.
Yep.
And it really came into its own after a couple weeks.
Listen, I agree. It got really rich and everything. So I had one about a week ago, right before I got sick. So I know they're smoking good.
Well,
and I think the price point of that cigar is like lights out for for $11. That is an incredible cigar.
Yep.
That's the thing that it was an interesting point of conversation that we Coop and I were on the Cigar Dojo trade show. Which thanks again, Eric, for asking me to come back. I love doing that show. And I love that show in general. Like I love watching that
You,
show and
you
I love being on that show.
and you made hot takes on that show. You want to talk about hot takes? Bear was on fire. He didn't hold back.
I bring the salt, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But I was it would their point or their contention about Altadis having kind of priced themselves out of the everyman or specifically Monte Cristo. And I want to be clear about that. He wasn't saying Altadis. He said Monte Cristo, so I want to be careful there. Specifically, have kind of priced themselves out of the everyman cigar like realm and stuff, and that point has a little bit more merit to it. But when I look at like Altadis's portfolios in general, like they have everything that you could possibly like want, and
Yeah.
they have the cigars that are you have the 40, 50, 60, $100 cigars that, whenever you talk about something that's $100 cigar, it's kind of like, is any cigar worth that much, kind of thing. There's, the list is
I
very
think the definitive
far.
answer is no.
Yeah.
But there are cigars that smoke so well that
Yeah.
at $100 you're like, I mean, if you have $100, it might be worth it.
I always say we need to have some products in the Rob Report space.
Yeah.
Because we're luxury products. So that's kind of always my mentality on that. I'm not saying they are worth 100, but someone will say, is a Rolex worth 100?
Yeah, exactly. If there's somebody willing to pay $100 for that cigar, you might as well price it at $100.
Right, exactly.
That's my opinion on it.
Exactly.
It might not be worth it. It might be as good as your $12 cigar.
Yeah.
But if somebody's willing to pay $100 for it, you might as well charge that much.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And so, like, I think they've done a really fantastic job of making cigars for the everyman in the budget space, like the one you're even talking about and stuff. Like a lot of the Romeo and Julieta stuff is really, really good. H. Upman, I love H. Upman products. I love the Trinidad, as you guys know. Like some of those stuff, and like the Monte Cristo. Yeah, I've smoked less and less over the years, but I mean, I still love the 85th anniversary that they released a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
I still love the original Nicaraguan Monte Cristo. Still love that. And the Platinum gets absolutely zero love, and I fucking love that cigar.
Yeah.
Monte Cristo Platinum is such.
Well, it came out in that like weird time where Monte Cristo was not a catalog brand, but it was like not. It wasn't at the forefront of cigar geeks.
No, absolutely not, man. I mean, and that's a great nod, Tripp. What I think that when you think about, because I know he has his critics, and for the life of me, I can't understand why. But I know Rafael Nodal has his critics and stuff. But man, take what you just said. Let's fast forward to where we are now with Monte Cristo. And what Raphael and the team, and like he's always wanted to give credit to the team, but he is the face, right? He is the face of that, and he leads a lot of that point. And what that brand is now is, I mean, it's literally night and day. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's like, I say I mean they have transformed, and I think that's part of the criticism that you're talking about from Dojo is that they've kind of transformed Monte Cristo from being one of their core lines to being decisively their premium line.
Yeah,
which in my mind makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I mean, that's what's happening with Cuba.
Yeah, exactly. The companies like not to throw anybody under the bus, we love you guys at STG. The non-Cuban Cohiba. Non-Cuban Cohiba is split between $8 and $150.
Yeah.
Like that same brand spreads that whole load. So I think having a brand that focuses specifically on the premium, ultra premium market makes more sense in my mind.
Yeah. And it sounds like that's the direction that it's going.
Yeah.
Like it or not. It sounds like that's the direction that they're leaning towards making it. And they've kind of selected, because they could have easily, they could have easily done this with Romeo and Julieta, I think too. Like I think they could have easily done, if they had elevated it very differently and kind of done an old switcheroo on the two, I think they could have easily done the two. So
for sure,
it's just one of those things. Um, but holy shit, Coop was right, man. Man, this does smoke like a Perdomo. Holy crap. Um,
It's
Also,
very different than the regular Legacy.
okay, so completely different flavor.
Yep.
But what I'll say about, and this is box press as opposed to Parejo, but what I'll say about the mouthfeel, the texture, the smoke, the way that the spices kind of hit the palate, man, I was getting like, and Ben's gonna fucking kill me, but Opus X, 20th anniversary God's Whisper vibes a little bit when I fucking
Yep.
lit this up. It's just,
you're
Yep.
gonna have to fight Ben.
I know he's
There's
gonna
no
fucking
way
kill me for
around
that.
it. You're gonna have to fight Ben next time you see each other.
Oh, we gotta get him to smoke a
It's
cigar.
different. No, it's still a different cigar, is what I'll say. But I know what you're saying about those God's Whisper good vibes. Yeah, and like I said, I had this on the floor as my. You know when I had that cigar? Remember, I had that following the carbon flower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like a dainty. That's not a dainty breakfast cigar either that we lit up
No,
today.
no. So yeah, I didn't have it. I didn't smoke this cigar at the best time, but I still got a lot out of it. In fact, those were like I said, the two best cigars I had on the show floor that day. I at the show back to back. I had both of those.
You smoked it after being punched in the face by San Andreas and
Yep.
LFD Power
Yep.
together.
Mm.
Good stuff. All right, boys. Well, let's go ahead and get this show going, and we'll launch right into our major point, which is always brought to you by Gran Habano Cigars from the fertile lands of Honduras. George Rico and his family have put together their very best vintages for you. Yeah, I'm talking about you, the cigar smoker. From value-based hits like Corojo Number 5 to the award-winning 20th anniversary to special projects like Zulu Zulu, Gran Habano is about cultivating the best and making pinnacle cigars for the market. Culture, tradition, quality, premium handcrafted Gran Habano cigars. All right, guys. Well, it's the major point. So we're going to kick things off uh, with our first two stops. And then, Coop, we know you're not going to be hanging out for too long, but
Right.
we are going to, there was a specific reason we brought you in. But before we get to that specific reason, let's talk about our number one stop on our food tour for PCA 2026, man. This is the second year in a row we did it. This was a repeat for us. It was Ron's Gumbo Shop in Metairie. Actually, just kind of a stone's throw away from Mayan Cigar Company and the original Dragos, which we'll get to in a little bit as well too. Um, but we went back, man. And there was a couple of reasons we went back. So first and foremost, like what I don't think any of us were disappointed about going back. But what were you looking forward to the most about our return to Ron's?
Well, there's like a backstory too. We actually Tripp and I went again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
yeah, so yeah, we could talk a little about that too. Because so listen, I thought there were two things there were two things I remember really good. It was something called Mumbo Gumbo, which is basically a gumbo with it's kind of got everything in it. It's got the chicken, it's got the seafood, it's got the crabby crawfish and sausage in it. And then those fried green tomatoes.
Those fried green tomatoes were one of the things that I've been like
Yeah,
thinking about all year.
I was thinking about that all year, right?
Right.
So Chef's Ron's is a very casual place. I'm trying to describe what
They have
it
about $1,000 stapled to the wall. In
yes,
singles.
that's pretty much what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
If that says much to you, if you understand what that means,
Yeah.
that's that kind of place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the feel, the vibe. If you want like a chain equivalent to it, it's like Five Guys.
That's
Like
kind of what that's the yes, I agree with you on that.
like you can sit down and order stuff. The only difference is you don't order at the counter. You order from a menu, and
Right, you order from the menu, yeah.
so but that kind of vibe, that kind of casual vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't get the fried chicken this time. I know last time I know you got the fried chicken.
Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was it was the at the point last year, at this point last year, where it was like the first stop on our tour. It was literally the best piece of fried chicken I had ever eaten, and that was actually beaten on that trip. And we had both chicken this time again too, which we'll get into. But this, I mean,
Yeah.
they make it to order, which is why it also took a while. which will come
Yes.
up in the conversation a little bit. But that fried chicken was super hot and still so good.
It's
Yeah.
such good fried chicken.
It's
And it's like,
fucking
it's just
real.
regular ass fried chicken. Like, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what makes it so good.
Yeah.
It is just plain ass fried chicken executed perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's got to be the spices that he puts in the dredge and stuff like that. Like all that. Like it's incredibly. It is the most. It is the second most. Like I said, we'll talk about the other one, but like it is the second most supremely seasoned chicken I have ever eaten in my fucking life.
It was really good when I had it last year. I don't know why I didn't get it this year, but I think because I ended up.
You
Got
should
the
have done
side
what
piece.
I did, and
Got the
you
side-
get the gumbo with just a side of chicken, just one
That's what
piece of fried chicken, so you can get your fried chicken.
I don't know why I didn't do that. It's like I'm still kicking myself on that.
You can make up for it in 2028.
Should we talk about Tripp what we did on our return to Chef Ron's? Because I think this was we
I think
found
we should.
Before,
I think this is a good time too.
Well, before you guys get to the return trip, I mean, let's talk about the detractors, okay? Because there were a couple. So one was the wait time. We already kind of touched on that, but
wait.
we were there for a while. But it's like we weren't in a terrible hurry, and like when you wait
No.
for good food, like it's
Yeah.
There's two things when you're waiting for good food. It's like shit. We're like waiting a really long time,
Right.
but it's also like this is totally worth the wait. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Also, like
Once the food gets there, you forget that you waited at all.
yeah,
Yes.
and definitely there. But talk about the gumbo coop. I mean,
In terms of it wasn't as hot in temperature as I wanted
mhm.
when it came back.
You sound like my mother-in-law, Coop.
Well, and when we went back Trip, I know that was an anomaly, and I know from last year too.
Yeah.
That was an anomaly. Excuse me, but it was still good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still really good, and that roux that it's in, it's top notch. I just like something where it's burning the roof of my mouth, pretty much.
Yeah, so the I think what they did was they thought this is kind of how my make believe mind works is they were like, hey, drop the chicken, and then they poured the gumbo, and it was probably like a couple minutes too early.
That's I think exactly what happened. I think exactly.
Like maybe the oil was too cold and the chicken wasn't ready like it normally is on time.
Right.
And so they poured it too.
I mean, I'm not one. I'm that guy. I don't usually like sending something back. I think we could have sent it back and it would have been fine. So I just didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So but I mean, honestly, if we ever go back to New Orleans, we're going back. You guys,
We went back. We already went back. Yeah, we
so-
already went back. Yeah. So
you dropped me off at the airport. You guys head back. What was the story there?
we went and had a cigar at Mayan Imports. Got that right.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. So yeah, right around the corner, and then because they weren't open right away, we were still kind of early. So we get there right, and we actually sit on the other side this time. The waiter actually remembered us from a few days ago. But Tripp comes up with this. Tripp says, "Hey, I want to try the Yumbo Mumbo Gumbo."
Okay.
So the
Fried shrimp
Yumbo
one, right?
with fried shrimp one.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go for that as well. So I went for the Yumbo Mumbo Gumbo. That's the way to go, man.
It
That
levels it up so much.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
It was exactly levels it up. That's the way to put it.
It's the batter from those fried green tomatoes on shrimp.
Yeah.
They're just tossed on top of your mumbo
Yes,
gumbo.
exactly.
Oh my God.
It was like you know when it was like those commercials with the Reese's the peanut butter cups where the chocolate bar goes into the peanut butter and you know I know you don't eat chocolate, right? I don't eat peanut butter. But that's how it was. It was like that moment with those two coming together, like Tripp said.
The perfect combination.
It was the perfect combination. I was like, I was so tempted to get another one. Like to
It
take
was so good.
I was tempted to get one to take the Biloxi. That's how good this was. Yeah.
But that's the thing is like that's one of those things that mumbo gumbo will travel.
Yes.
Once you have that yumbo, it is not traveling.
It's not going to travel. That will get
shrimp breading is just falling off as soon as you
it's
put
going
it
to
in.
fall off. You want it you want it when it comes out hot like that. Yeah. But it's Yumbo Mumbo Gumbo.
Add that yumbo, it is
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
It was to quote Erica Thompson, it was biblical.
It's biblical.
Yeah.
Nice. So there are some specialties that I at Chef. First of all, we met Chef Ron, by the way. Chef Ron
Yes, we
came
did.
out. He
Yeah,
came
Chef
to
Ron
the
came
table,
out.
asked about it. We are like, man, this, told him our story, told him how we came back, and after a year, and dude, that's gotta mean something to him. I'm sure he
Yeah.
hears it. I'm sure we're not. We There's no way in hell we're the first people to ever tell him that. But like that's gotta. I know that has to mean something. Like, hey, like we're stopping. Like we're back in the city that we visit once in a while, and it's like, yeah, this is where we're going. You know, and that's just a man. It was such a cool experience. They
Yeah.
have Chef Ron specials, so that I wanted to ask you this. We haven't gotten any of these. And I don't know if we ever will, just because we're all about the gumbo and fried chicken. Like those have kind of become our staples and
Right.
stuff. But these sound so fucking good. I'm just wondering, like, out of these four, what would you guys order? So there's four of them. It's the Bayou Scampi. It's shrimp sauteed in wine, garlic, fresh tomatoes served with jasmine rice. Blackened chicken pasta, chicken breast, and a creamy seasoned Alfredo sauce, which you know is going to be seasoned to the gods, right? This one was on the board 2 years in a row. Chicken Jefferson. It's a boneless chicken. See, this one has me intrigued. It's a boneless chicken breast, fried Southern style. So it's got to be fried like fried chicken, topped with shrimp and crawfish cream sauce.
Oh man.
Coop, I know this next one's going to get you. The bronzed drum, seasoned and sauteed in white wine, lemon butter.
Yeah,
So,
that's the one. That's the one. Ben introduced me to drumfish the year before. It's really good. Yeah, that's the one. And knowing Chef Ron with his track record with seafood, I have had chicken Jefferson, by the way. And it is
oh yeah,
very not there, but I have had it. Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. And I'm trying to remember where I had it. Is what's driving me. I had it on this last trip somewhere. I'm saying it may have been. I may have had it in Biloxi. I'm
Wow.
trying to remember where I had it.
I did some reading on Chef Ron a few weeks ago. So when Dennis and I got back, we touched on food. We didn't talk as in depth as we are tonight.
Okay.
But I did a little background check on Chef Ron. He was a dude from Boston who somebody made him Creole food one time and he fell in love with it and moved to Louisiana and learned to cook Cajun. And
Oh
he was
shit.
like I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like he was voted the number one up and coming chef in Louisiana
Oh wow!
in like 2012 or so. And then he quit his job and opened Chef Ron's Gumbo Shop,
Damn.
which I think is just rad. Like the fact that he was a guy from out of town. He didn't even grow up with this food.
Wow!
It was his calling. He tasted it and he was like, this is where I belong.
This
Is
is the
making
shit.
this kind of food. I just thought it was so cool to learn about him a little bit like that.
That's cool. Transplants are interesting, man. Like I think and when you take a little piece of stuff with you and everything, and you collect things and stuff. We're gonna get into that later, Trip, but like you collect recipes along the way and stuff, and you go back home and you try it out, and then you know, and then it carries on with generations and stuff like that. That's just kind of really kind of interesting. Like so, like for example, it's interesting about like Southern food and stuff, but like um my grandmother, my Mexican grandmother, made awesome shrimp and grits.
Hell yeah.
And the reason why is because her husband, my grandfather, on Sunday, he loved having a traditional Southern dinner, like Southern comfort food, like fried chicken, shrimp and grit, like like all the Southern comfort, collard greens, like all name it, right? And that was his thing. And like my Mexican grandma learned to make Southern comfort food, and that's the recipe that's kind of just that's one of the recipes that's kind of trickled down and stuff. And God rest her, she couldn't make fried chicken like Ron, but it was good. It was very good. But that's how good Ron's chicken is. So, um, but yeah, um, So, John, for you, Trip, did you pick from that menu?
What was
Those
the
choices?
second to last one? The one with the crawfish
The
shrimp sauce on top?
the chicken Jefferson. What Coop
That's
said
the one
he
I'm
said
going with.
before.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever try because I want the fried chicken and the gumbo and like, less. I'm
Exactly.
a big
That's the
dude, but
problem.
like, you gotta go for the classics, man. So, Coop, when are we going back to New Orleans? When for PCA? What year is it? I always forget.
We are going
29.
back 29.
Okay.
I mean, what a tentative plan is I'm trying to see if my wife will go on vacation to Biloxi sometime soon. Like probably next year. It won't be this year, but and then I think I want to do like 1 day trip into New Orleans from there.
Dennis and I are already planning 2 extra days after PCA in 29.
I
So that
I
we can just go to bars and go to restaurants and shit.
I think I think I think this needs to happen. I think this needs to happen.
Full team trip.
I
Let's
think
do it.
that dude, I think we can even make it an event. I think Coop's got the right attitude, man. Why don't we invite the wives down? Like let's have some good
There we
old
go.
fashioned family fun and some good
Yeah,
food, some good
I
stuff.
think I think it would be a lot of fun actually to do some stuff with that.
But but I gotta ask, and Coop, I know you're not gonna be here for the rest of the show, but Trip, I'm gonna ask this on every restaurant. Is Chef Ron's a must return when we go back in 2021?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Chef Ron's is like every time I go to New Orleans for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
I'm stopping in to see Chef Ron's and get some gumbo.
It'll be the
It's a
first
great
stop.
lunch
chicken.
place. It's a great lunch place too.
Yeah, it'll be the first restaurant I go to. So funny story about Atlanta, right? Atlanta has this restaurant called Bonton ATL, and they have Creole and Cajun food. That is my place when I go to Atlanta. I
That
stop
was the
there.
place you were telling me to go to. But it was
Yeah.
when I was there, but it was in the
Yeah,
south part of
it's
Atlanta.
in fucking Midtown, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I was north. Yeah, that was. I remember you. I remember you told me about this place.
I'm really hoping Ben gets to Atlanta at some point. I'd really love the expert's opinion on it. Like I know it won't get I don't know if it'll get the New Orleans stamp of approval, but like if it's like good. Like I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. So awesome. Well, that kicked our trip off. And that night we went to Drago's, courtesy of our good friend On Fawn of Drew Estate. Man, what
By the way,
an
Anu was the
incredible
one who
host.
found Chef Ron's too. By
Oh
the way,
yeah,
let's
of
get
course.
Yeah.
yeah.
On found another gem on this trip too. But
He always does.
So that night you'd think we were full, right? We were after lunch. No, we went to, of course, we went to Drago's. And again, shout out to On and what always a gracious host, man. Just fantastic. Just a fantastic guest. Excuse me, fantastic host, and thank you so much for taking us out, taking us to Drago's. It is a New Orleans staple, even though we actually went to the original, which is in Metairie, which was actually not far from Chef Ron's,
Right.
and it's right across the street from my import company. It's the original Drago's, the original charbroiled oysters. So, um, this is our second time back. We actually went to the original location last year as well too. But so this was a second restaurant. Made another return visit. Uh, Thoughts on going back? What was kind of the thoughts kind of going into this meal?
I knew
Well-
what to expect from char-broiled oysters. Char-grilled oysters, rather.
Yeah, char grilled.
Um,
Excuse me, char grilled.
I knew what to expect. Last year, I was like, I don't know what a char-grilled oyster is. It sounds pretty good, but let's get some raw oysters. This year, I was all about char-grilled oysters.
Yeah, this was interesting, right? Because last year, I remember we went, right? And I have always been a raw oyster on the half shell guy. And Bear, you were like, we got to try the charbroiled oysters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we ended up getting both.
Yeah.
And
We got 24 of each.
yeah, and I think I got hooked on those charbroiled oysters like you wouldn't believe this, like last year. And you got hooked on the raw oysters, I think I remember.
Oh yeah. I always dig a raw oyster, man. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, so they were. It was kind of like so. This year, I wanted both, is what I'm saying.
Awesome. So we went in. We had some fantastic appetizers, but we were all waiting for the oysters to come, and there were so many oysters on our table. Um, we had the developing palates guys there, of course, with us. So we had a nice group, and we were just getting down on some oysters. It was fantastic, and
Yeah.
I honestly think the charbroil oysters were better than last year.
They
I
were.
mean,
They definitely were.
I really enjoyed them last year, but I thought they were better than last year.
Dennis
They
made
were.
the mistake of just grabbing one. He just
Oh,
picked one up and tried to eat it.
oh,
And
damn.
after he did that, I was like, "Yeah, you don't do that here. You wait 10 minutes and then you eat it.
Yeah.
You just look
Yeah.
at them for the first 10 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
They're scorching hot.
Because those things are 900 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, oyster shells, I mean, have basically the density of a rock. So just imagine like heating a rock over like a 900-degree fire for, a few minutes and then like trying to pick it up and just see what happens.
Yep.
So it was, yeah, it can be painful if you don't know what you're doing. But that was
The
absolutely,
learning experience, right?
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So, as it become tradition at every meal in New Orleans, Coop has got to have gumbo. So, Coop,
Yes. I got the seafood gumbo.
the seafood gumbo, Mama Ruth's seafood gumbo.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Listen, I thought this year it was another one. I thought it was even better this year. The Mama Ruth's seafood gumbo. It has the oysters. It has the shrimp. It's served like with the rice in the middle. The roux is definitely a lot different than it was at Chef Ron's. But this is
Chevron has a
because
real dark roux.
it's a real dark roux. This had more of a reddish roux, from what I remember. But it was excellent, and of course I went and got the bowl. I didn't get the cup. I got the bowl,
Hmm.
and that was like my appetizer after the oysters, and it was excellent. I mean, it was like I said, it was really really good. I mean, it was funny because I almost went for the chicken and sausage gumbo, right? Because last year I was dealing with Lent, but I remembered the seafood gumbo was so good that I had to get it at the Mama Roots again. Yeah,
Yeah, you went with the bowl. Like I remember last year, just got the cup, and you were like sorely disappointed with it. But yeah,
yeah,
here are the oysters. I've got some visuals this year. Chef Ron's unfortunately doesn't have any
Oh,
visuals other
those
than just the menus,
oysters.
but the oyster. I don't even think this picture does it justice.
I don't
It
think it
does.
does either. I don't
this
think
is
that
kind
picture
of
does
There's
it.
not enough.
this is an abomination of a picture.
This
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't do the justice.
this image is working with 10% butter.
Yeah,
yeah.
We're talking 150% butter on those things.
Yeah, and also like the cold platter too. It does not look this plain. Like they have these grand, round, oval um dishes. This
yeah,
With
covered in the
1,000
eyes.
pounds of ice in them. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and everything you could want, the horseradish, the cocktail sauce, the lemons. Um, can I also just say this? I know this is completely stupid. I think Drago's like has like some like secret lemon farm where they get their lemons from.
The lemons were good.
Their lemons are crazy, aren't
I
they?
The
don't.
lemons are like, oh yeah, their
Okay,
lemons
so
are
I'm
real.
not crazy. Like
No, no, absolutely not.
I was like, there's there because and I was like, I even asked the waiter. I was like, is there any like I was like, can I ask something stupid? Is there something special about your lemons? Like 'cause they're not Meyer lemons or anything like that. I was like, because Meyer lemons have a different the skin has a different color and even the flesh looks a little bit different and stuff and it's a little bit sweeter. But like these were real lemons, but they were regular, well, quote unquote regular lemons, but they just taste different and they
They're like
just
seedless neon yellow, super flavorful lemons.
yeah. And he's like, not that I'm aware of, and he's like, they train us pretty extensively on stuff, so we would know something like that if that was the case. So I was like, really, I was, I love the transparency, by the way. It was pretty cool, but like, I would just holy shit, like the lemons are fucking great, the oysters were good. So that was the gumbo that Coop got. It was the Mama Ruth's.
Ooh, it was good. Yeah,
Um, and then of course we had the Caesar salad too. Let's not Let's not skimp on the Caesar salad. That was good stuff too.
Very good.
And,
Yep.
and then
I don't know if we had the Caesar salad. I definitely ordered the crab meat salad.
oh, okay.
Which
So
was
you had the crab meat.
incredible.
I had the Caesar salad. So you had the crab meat and Mediterranean.
Oh,
we
it
had
was
both.
so good.
Yeah, we had both. I think actually, I ended up
Okay.
having both.
Nice.
I
Fantastic.
forgot. Yep.
I think next year or in 2029, it's pretty pricey as you can tell, but that lobster romaine is calling me a little bit next time.
I bet that's good.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure Garrett Robinson will like that too.
Only if it's got a side of wild beef, baby.
Right.
But speaking of lobsters, our good friend Dennis, I think he had I'm pretty sure he had the lobster Marco, because he didn't have the whole thing, and because I looked over and he had the two tails. He had the lobster Marco, so it's stuff with
That
shrimp,
sounds right.
mushrooms, and
Ooh, it looks good.
an angel hair pasta. Did he have the pasta? It's Tripp, were you near him?
No, I don't think it had pasta in it. So maybe it was just the lobster.
Okay.
Just the main lobster, the large lobster. I don't know.
Okay. I thought when I looked over it, it felt like I saw this, the lobster Marco dish rather than that. And waiting for some images to catch up here. So but what was the entrees that you guys had?
I had the what do you call it? I had the crawfish fest, which
That's
is
what I got last year.
Yeah,
It was so good.
yeah. So that comes with the etouffee, the crawfish cake, which is like a crab cake, and then the crawfish mac and cheese. It comes with that charbroiled corn on the cob. The picture there had broccoli. I think I got spinach with mine now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, that was really good. And that looks like not a lot of food there, but it is. Well, I remember I had the gumbo too, but that's more filling than you would think.
Right.
Because that lobster mac, even though that crawfish mac and cheese is very filling.
Yeah, for sure. It's really good.
Yeah, it was. It was. I enjoyed that.
You actually let me have a bite. I wanted to try the mac and cheese. I had
Yep.
some. It was really good.
It was really good. Yeah.
Tripp, what did you go with this year?
I went for the etouffee. I
Mhm.
love an etouffee, and
They do good there.
it was really good there.
Yeah. I
The roux was
think.
a lot darker than it shows in that picture,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
which is appropriate.
Man, someone
That's
needs
a-
to like
that's a
step
very
up the
light
game
roux
at
for that
Drago's
picture.
marketing, dude. Like these
Yeah.
pictures are
We're not
good,
good.
but they're like they pale.
I
in
mean, they're
comparison
Terrence
to-
Riley kind of
They don't do
pictures.
justice.
They're kind of like Terrence Riley pictures.
Exactly.
Oh,
It even
man.
says a dark roux. That's not a dark roux. That's like curry colored.
Yeah. I had the shrimp and grits last year. I went with the etouffee this year, as well, Tripp, and that was the right call. I loved the shrimp and grits. There was nothing wrong with it, but it was fantastic. And then uh, I had the barbecue shrimp too last year as well. I mean, I was just really hungry last year. I remember it's at the end of a long day, and we hadn't eaten at Chef Ron's earlier that day, so I actually had two meals, and the barbecue shrimp was really good as well. And I think that's what Ben likes to get is the barbecue shrimp.
Yes.
And then
And for anybody who hasn't been to New Orleans, barbecue shrimp is entirely different than it is in the entire rest of the country.
yeah,
Yep.
It is not what you expect barbecue to be, but it is incredible.
Yep.
it's a New Orleans style barbecue sauces. It says here that picture actually is pretty accurate. It serves with they serve it with potatoes,
Yep.
which are great for dipping into that sauce. Just want to say, and just immaculate. The short rib, that's the Aaron Loomis
Aaron
staple.
Loomis's thing. Yeah, that's
And look, I just want to shout Aaron out one more time. Man, what a great sport. This dude doesn't eat
Seriously,
seafood.
the fact that he even went to these restaurants with us, man.
yeah.
Dude
Wait,
doesn't- when I
I went
say
to
he
the egg
doesn't like
place.
seafood, like he hates
I
it.
went to the egg place, so I'm not feeling sympathetic. I dragged me to the egg place. And the burger was good at the egg place. I'll say that.
Oh, in Vegas, yeah, for breakfast that one
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Oh.
The egg and I or something like that it was called. I think it was.
I've been there multiple times. I don't think it smells as eggy as these places smell seafoody.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. I'll say that. That's a.
Yeah, and the fact that like we have these huge platters of raw oysters and we're just like gorging ourselves and like Aaron's
Yeah.
just sitting there like being the good sport that he is and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, he
Eating
was a good
onion
sport.
rings.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, those onion rings. Yeah, you got to look at.
oh yeah, the
I
onion
don't.
rings for sure. The
They're
onion
like
rings. They're massive. Like
massive. Yeah,
these aren't there we go.
there they are. That's not a bad representation of that.
And the breading stays on, which is always
Yeah,
always the challenge with an onion ring.
yeah.
And it's also not the breading's also not too thick and
Right.
it's not too doughy. Perfectly seasoned as well. Really, really fantastic, man. Really enjoyed this experience. Uh, did anyone, I didn't have any dessert. I was full. Did anyone have any dessert? I know
I did not.
No,
John did.
I was
John,
way too full.
Yeah, I had
John,
coffee. I had coffee there. It was good. The
yeah,
New Orleans coffee I
the
had.
coffee.
I think
Yeah.
McTavish had bread pudding.
Yeah, he had
Yes,
bread
he
pudding
had-
everywhere we went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everywhere. So
So there it is. The bread pudding.
Yep.
Thoughts on bread pudding in general? Like, it was an interesting. I didn't think it's not an awful choice. It's obviously a Southern staple. John obviously likes it.
I don't. It's very custard egg like, so I don't touch it.
Okay. Tripp,
Yeah.
what about you? But thoughts on bread
I
pudding?
mean, you ready for my FUMAR take?
Yeah, hit me up, dude.
I don't really like sweet that much.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll go for sweet. There are a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, I just don't really like sweet. Like if we're at the end of the meal and I have the option, I'm going to order the cheese plate. I'd rather
Okay.
eat blue cheese than have like cake or ice cream or something like that. Like sugar for me just doesn't do it. I don't like how sugar tastes and feels, and I don't do a lot of sugar.
So you wouldn't be down like post dinner. You wouldn't even be down for like a fortified wine, like a sherry or a port.
No,
That's not
no,
even
no,
your
no.
bag.
Fortified wine, I'm okay with. Like it's not that I hate sugar, but it just doesn't do as much for me as it does for most people. Like most people get really excited about like a brownie or a slice of cake or a cookie, and I'm like, meh, I don't really need that. Creme brulee is one of the exceptions. Key lime pie is one of the exceptions.
I like it.
Those might be the only exceptions that I can think of.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I'm going with a cheese plate or I'm having a coffee.
The post dinner coffee has become like pretty much a staple for me. Like at these big
Oh,
meals
so
and
good.
stuff. I don't know what it is about it. And it's interesting. Like I don't get decaf or anything like that. And like I'm drinking coffee right now, for example.
I
but,
mean,
like,
if you're getting decaf, why are you drinking coffee?
well, that's true. But like, my point is the caffeine doesn't like surge my system. I think it almost
I actually have to limit my caffeine intake for
Okay, that's fair.
yeah, but there are some very good decafs. Like Juan Cancel actually has found some really good decaf coffees for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
am, to be fair, I'm an anomaly where I could drink 12 ounces of coffee right now and go to bed.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Yeah, I
difference
don't
to me
really. It doesn't keep me
between
up.
drinking coffee and not drinking coffee, other than waking up in the morning.
It's
When I wake up in the
it's
morning, I
ADHD.
want that hit of caffeine. But yes, I have severe ADHD, and so
I have it too,
like-
man. I'm just fucking with you.
coffee just like the caffeine. I need it to survive, but it doesn't stop me from sleeping. I can go to sleep immediately after drinking 300 milligrams of caffeine, and it's not a problem for me.
Dude, you know those grinds dip pouches that I use. I had one
Mhm.
I had one this afternoon. It was really funny. I got back from church and I went on the couch and I put I put a fresh one in after having like one earlier too.
I know exactly where you're going.
And I fucking just
I've been
passed
there.
out. I fucking passed out. It
I
did
have taken a
not-
nap with one of those things in my mouth.
Did not even make me didn't there was yeah. I don't even know if it was a minute. I mean, I was out. I was
Yeah.
just
I'm
out.
I'm the same way. We're like, if my body's ready to sleep, it's gonna sleep no matter what. Like
Yep.
caffeine can't stop it.
So after that great meal at Drago's, we all go home. We have a great cigar with our good friends at Developing Palates. Man, just as a side note from the food and stuff, I really loved our smoking evenings this year. I know we kind of already
I
did a
think they were
recap show and
great.
stuff,
They were great. Yeah.
but it's probably in addition to the cigars being the best cigars that I've ever smoked at a PCA trade show, the cigar smoking evenings this year were probably the best ever.
They were. It was really a lot of fun this year.
Like it's
I
just
think part of that might have to do with our relaxed pace. Like the fact that we weren't just as stressed out. Like
Was a big
Bear,
difference.
I
Yeah.
know you and I in particular, typically in previous trade shows, every night we go back to the house and we're all hanging out, and you and I are thinking about what we're doing tomorrow.
yeah.
We're thinking, all right, what 17 booths do we have to hit first thing tomorrow?
Hmm.
What order do we go in? Who are we hitting? What is our time limit at each one? And we're stressing out about that. And the fact that we dialed things back a little bit
Was so much. I mean,
it helped Bear and I in particular, like I think a
no.
lot in
And look,
relaxing.
I feel bad because we did miss some people we didn't want to miss, right? So that was.
Yeah.
But at the same
Agreed.
time, I think I didn't have that burnt out feeling this year
Yeah,
at all.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it just made a huge difference to our mindsets,
Yeah.
especially in the evenings,
Yeah,
because we
and
weren't worried about what's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think we need to. I mean, I've said this privately, but I think we need to try to, hit those boosts that we missed next year.
Yep.
But I'm still, not super worried about it. As long as we get to see people and talk to people, that's the more important thing to me
Yeah.
than making videos.
Yeah, that's kind of what when we look, the videos came. The only thing is we had some people like, man, I wanted to do the hot take, So
Yeah.
yeah, that was. I mean, but
that's the other advantage, that it only takes 3 minutes. If we decide on the fly, like, all right, this person really wants to do
right.
a video, let's do it. And
Yeah.
if it only takes 3 minutes instead of 25,
Yeah.
it's such a big difference
Yeah.
to the amount of effort that we have to put in both during and after the show.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I thought, like I said, I thought it was much more relaxed and the nights were better. I think leaving the show when we did was a big difference.
Yeah.
And look, I had one night to myself when you guys all went out to one party, and I needed that. So, and then Jay came over later.
Made you put pants back on.
I put pants back on, and and then Jay came over, I think, every night. And then the last night, he said, "I'm going to this party." I said, he said, I said, "They're not going to feed you there," and they didn't. So he was like scouring through our chips. I'm like, I told you they weren't going to feed you there.
But I came back. I know we've already kind of had the recap show, but like I've been reflecting on this more and more. Like I came back from this year's trade show, like already like with ideas. So like Coop, when you're like firing off, your feedback at me and stuff in our chat and everything, and kind of we were going back and forth and stuff. I'm like, dude, I already have an answer to that. I already have
you had
answer to
answers
that.
because there's still some things we got to fix. It wasn't perfect, but the fact there you would already kind of recognize it. I'm like, okay, that's how we solve problems, which is good, and they weren't like big problems either. So like I said, I think that was a good sign. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The fact you were like already, you were kind of like thinking ahead this year with that, which was good. So I was, like I said, it was like I said, we made big changes this year, and the feedback's been good. So if people like it, so
That's awesome. Okay, so Coop, I know you're not feeling great, so let's get on to the reason why we brought you on.
Okay.
And before that, man, the Perdomo father and son, holy shit!
Isn't it like I told you? It's like, you have to smoke that. Like it was like I told you, it was really good.
I haven't smoked that cigar yet, but this Tom Lazuka
is
is
amazing. Yeah.
It's fucking
holy
fire.
hell.
Holy dude, it's the best thing he's ever
Oh
made.
my god, that's a good cigar. I
It's the
can't wait
best-
to buy a
It's
box
the
of this.
fucking best thing he's ever made, and I love the Asylum 7.
Bear, did I call it with you?
You fucking did.
I said, this is, you have to smoke
And
this
I
on.
said better than the Asylum 7, and you're like, yes, and I was like,
I didn't even
okay.
hesitate. Yeah. Yes.
It absolutely is. It's the fucking best thing he's ever made.
It's
Yeah.
easily
so
the
goddamn-
best thing he's ever made.
Yeah.
Which that not to talk shit about Tom, because he's made a lot of really great cigars.
Tom's
But
had a,
this is
The
like
fucking Megalophobia
the
was
next
fucking
level.
good. Like
the
Jesus
Megaphobia.
Christ.
I don't think you
yeah,
guys had
exactly.
See, I've had the Sensorium he did, which was like a $50 cigar. This is better than the Sensorium was a great cigar. It was like a top 15 cigar for me, right? This is even better than the Sensorium.
Yeah, I like the Sensorium too
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah, this was better.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Right.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Right.
All right, so we all came back, great to smoke an evening, and went to bed. Coop, as he doesn't sleep very much, so he's up before us always.
Well, I was more rested than you guys remember because I was in Biloxi. Yeah.
Yeah. So Coop's up early, and Coop decides to make a decision for himself.
An audible.
He
Calls an audible.
Calls an audible because we're determined to get to Central Grocery at some point. We're gonna do the Muffaletta from Central Grocery again. That's gonna happen. But Coop calls an audible and tries to make a decision on himself. So Coop, I'm gonna give you the floor. Tell us how that went.
So the the Muffaletta sandwich, which is the legendary sandwich of New Orleans, we had it last year from Central Grocery. We bought 2 of them, and we went to Central Grocery, and we actually took them back to the house. And I couldn't eat it.
Them last year.
We bought 3 of them, right? You're right. We did buy 3 of them, and I remember we had to get them on Friday. That was the only day we can do it, right?
They weren't open on Saturday, or it might have been that we couldn't get there.
It was a trade. Yeah, we couldn't get there because of the trade show.
Yeah,
it was gonna be. Yeah,
yeah.
So,
and they're like, these are $45 or $50 sandwiches a piece.
Yeah, they're not cheap, right? So, and there's a place called Central Grocery in Delhi, which is in the French Quarter, right? And they do this. Like, so we took it, and remember, we waited till midnight because it was Lent, right? Ate it. It was fantastic, right?
Team first. Tripp and I didn't have to wait, but we did.
Yeah.
We don't observe Lent, just so you know, Coop.
Right. So,
and we waited anyway.
All right. So I go on to I'm up in the morning. I'm like, I'd really like to do like a Coalition Eats thing with Central Grocery, right? And I go on the website, and there's like I go on there, and there's this thing that says basically, hey, not able to make it to the French market to see us in person, or French Quarter to see us in person. Below are several locations that have our muffalettas that you can get. One of them is Rouse's Mark. Rouse's. Bear, would you pull up rouses.com?
I absolutely will. I got it.
Yeah.
I have it.
Okay. And what do you see on the front page?
Hold on. It's coming.
Okay.
Gotta get it up here.
And if you could just put in the search Muffaletta. It may be close enough.
No results.
I can't find Muffaletta. Maybe I can't spell it right.
I think you're spelling it wrong.
Probably.
All right. Go to. Yeah, it should be.
Let's see if they've got it here. Prepared foods. Let's go with that.
1L, 2 T's.
Okay. 1L, 2 T's.
Yeah.
And 2 F's.
Okay.
Little word. ALETTA.
I'm sorry I put you on a wild goose chase, Bear. If this don't work, I'll just talk.
No, it'll work.
All right,
All
there
right.
it is.
Look at this.
Central
Okay, so
Grocery.
Central Grocery, right? All right. All right. So I go to DoorDash. And guess what? It's on DoorDash, right? So I'm like, oh man, this is perfect. What I'll do is I will order 2 of these things, right? And this is perfect, right? So um long story short is the delivery I order one from Roos's Markets, right? And it's Central Grocery Muffaletta, right? I'm thinking I'm getting this. This is now 7:30 in the morning, right? So what happens is I put 2 in, and then I get a message from the DoorDash driver saying, we only can get you 1. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's made to order, blah, 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 right? I'm like, okay, I'll take 1, right? And I'm like, I'll just eat this thing and, I can get more later, right? Hey, we got a place to get these delivered, right? This thing arrives, and I unwrap it. And all I could say is this was not what I had from Central Grocery last year.
It was pathetic.
So this was the cheese. You could tell the cheese was sitting from the night before. The bread had a staleness quality to it,
The
right?
bread wasn't even the same bread.
The bread was, yeah,
Be
you're
honest,
right, Tripp. It wasn't the same bread.
It was the same shape, but it was
It
not
was
the same bread.
It was not the same bread. The olive salad didn't even taste like the Central Grocery olive salad that I eat from the jar. I know. This thing was awful, right? I mean, it was clearly from the reason why they gave me 1 is probably that was what was left over from the night before.
It tasted like if 7-Eleven made a muffaletta sandwich.
Yeah, this was as bad, as good as it was last year. This was as bad as it got, right? This was like, I didn't want to have a muffaletta after this. This is how bad. So I remember I get it, and I cut it, and then I tell you guys the story of this. And Tripp, I think, I'm going to try some of this, right?
Yeah, I was like, it can't be that bad. It's a muffaletta sandwich.
Right, it's a muffaletta sandwich. You have the thing, and you're like, this is awful. He's like,
yeah, it's terrible.
It was horrible. It was.
And it even made you both sick too, right? Like,
yeah, I was nauseous, and I remember we were going to go to lunch that day, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to lunch, and I'm like, remember I was gonna go. I'll go down and hang out at Armand's. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna go to lunch with you guys, right? I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I did, but yeah, that was I was sick from that.
Yeah,
that was awful.
It was
that
terrible.
was. If last year was biblical, this scarred me. Okay, do not go anywhere else but to, I would say, Central Grocery or Bouchon's, right? Are the 2 places to get the muffaletta sandwich.
or the place I found was pretty good too. Which
The place-
Parents Po' Boys.
Oh yes, I forgot. The place you found was very good. Yeah, that was very good.
Pouchon is the one you were looking for, Coop.
Yeah,
Touchon, yeah.
Pouchon has a good hot muffaletta. It's not
But
quite the same,
Yeah,
but
the one
it
you
is still very good.
Okay, but the one you ordered, Bear, was Eon's. I mean, it wasn't quite Central Grocery.
It was close.
It was close.
Close enough for me.
Because again, you're right. That bread was. I don't know if that bread. It was off. I mean, I was scarred. Ben, I don't know how Ben would have reacted with this. He would have been all over me on this.
Ben would have crucified you.
He would have. He would have
been the end of
But it
Will
said
Cooper.
Central Grocery on it. That's why I was like, okay, they must sub it out, and they send out all the ingredients in the bread. I didn't think. Do not. You have to go to Central Grocery. You have to go into the French Quarter.
You keep saying it was a day old. I'm convinced it was older than that.
It was 2 or 3
And it wasn't
days
the
old.
same bread, as Tripp said. It was not the same bread. It wasn't that Central Grocery olive salad even. I could tell it was, unless it was just. But this was sitting from the night before.
It smelled weird. It looked awful. I was like, no. I'm usually
bad.
game. Like I'm usually, but
Listen, I am too. I'm
like Tripp was like, yeah, I'll try it. Like I would have. Tripp, God bless you for waking up.
I mean, if anybody's going to take the bullet, I have an iron stomach.
Yeah,
like nothing can destroy me that much other than bad oysters, which have taken me down before. But the normal food is not taking me out.
No.
I was not after both of you tried it, and I was like, and I smelled it and looked at it. I was like, fuck it, nope, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it. Like,
No,
not.
this was horrible. I
It
mean,
was terrible.
this was
It was an embarrassment to the name Muffaletta.
I don't even have a picture of it, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't take the
I
picture.
had a picture of it. I deleted it because it was
Yeah,
so
I think
bad,
I did too.
It wasn't worth keeping.
I think I scored this thing on. I was doing a coalition each score, and I'm telling you, the thing was in the threes. That's how bad this was. This was in the threes. Where last year that would have been in the high sevens and eights. You know what we had? Yeah.
God bless. Holy God,
It was.
that's awful.
It was awful. I don't even know how to. I don't even know how else to say it. It just it scarred me. It
So
actually scarred me.
I think it's fair to say, Coop, that
Yeah.
you know good food, but picking food probably not your thing. Probably.
You know, yeah, I'll give you that, but you know, I have to be. Here's the thing, though. Again, I looked at. I thought I had this all figured out, and it's saying you could get out muffaletta sandwiches at these places. That's an embarrassment. Central
Yeah.
Grocery should absolutely revoke any
They should
license.
fire.
Yeah,
They should fire that. What's the name of them?
Rouse's Market.
Rouse's.
Rouse's Markets,
Which is a great grocery store. We got some great stuff from there. Like,
It was an awesome grocery store.
yeah.
What about the woman who was following Dennis around and when we were in there the day before?
Taking pictures of them and shit.
Yeah, there was this woman following Dennis around in there.
Well, he did in his but he did look like a movie star. He was kind of walking around with his sunglasses.
He's walking around with the sunglasses.
And it's like,
Yeah,
like,
she probably thought he was famous.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, I felt cool being around him. I mean, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coop had to bring you on and tell that story.
No problem. No.
Sorry you've been under the weather, buddy.
No problem. Hey, look, I do appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the rest of the show. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of get some rest as I watch the rest of you guys. So, thank you guys for having me on. And you know, if I'm up at 3 a.m. still, and you guys are still going, y'all know everything's normal.
Yep, sounds good.
Right.
And I just want to really thank you. Both, and I know Dennis in here. The hard work that you guys put in before, after the show, it really is appreciated. It means a lot. I think, and I couldn't work with a better professional team than our whole team, even the folks who weren't here this year as well. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coop. That means a lot.
It really does.
We're gonna do you even prouder next year, man. Let's get
Well, like I said, I think I think we've identified what we need to kind of recourse, and I don't think it's there's no problem we can't solve. So we'll get it done.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Coop.
Be safe, guys. All right. Catch you guys later.
Thanks, Coop.
Okay. Bye.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad we found. I'm glad I found Pairings, and we know that if we can't get to Central Grocery next time, we got a backup.
At least we can Uber Eats a really good muffaletta sandwich.
Yeah.
May not be perfect, but it's very good.
I'd love to get Ben's take on it. That's for sure. But we'll get to
too.
that here in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a break here for our United presidential trivia segment. So, are you ready to live the United lifestyle? Launch your palate voyage with United Cigars. You can celebrate 250 years of excellence with the Red Anchor or experience elegance with La Giana Havana. Rekindle the spirit of 1776 and light up the skies with the firecracker. Then celebrate honor, pride, and accomplishment with a gold star. Jet set the globe and capture luxury with Atabey, Byron, Alfonso, or Bandolero. Don't just smoke. Smoke United. Since 1901, United Cigars, united we smoke. So, Tripp, wanted to have a little fun tonight with our presidential trivia segment. We are doing desserts and presidents. We've done food and presidents and everything like that. We're also going to do things a little different. So, we're not going to do we are going to do some trivia, but we're not going to do some trivia questions. This is going to be more like questions on observations of trivia. So, I picked five. I picked five presidents at random, three more modern, two very historic ones, and talked about and grabbed their favorite desserts. So, George Washington, and Abraham Lincoln, and then for more modern day presidents, I picked George W., Barack Obama, and Ronald Reagan. And so we're gonna go through their favorite desserts. I'm gonna tell you what they are. So no questions there. And then I'm gonna just ask you some. We're just gonna have some fun with from those selections. Okay.
All right.
So George Washington was a fan of his wife's cooking, and his wife Martha Washington made this. It was called. It's literally and there actually is a cookbook from Mount Vernon, by the way. I love these historic cookbooks, like from all these places that you can get and stuff. They're fucking great. I need to get. There's a guy I follow on social media who like goes through like old cookbooks and newspaper clippings and shit and makes like historic desserts and stuff from like a long time ago. And
That's awesome.
and yeah, he's fucking hilarious. He cracks me up, and some are pretty fucking fire. But here's Martha's Great Cake is what it's called. Martha Washington's Great Cake. Which included fruit, nuts, and alcohol among many other ingredients. Um, to me, it just sounds like a fruit cake, but that's Martha Washington's Great Cake, and this was George Washington's favorite dessert. He was also fond of cobblers. So a lot of historians like to probably insinuate that he liked cherry cobbler, because of the cherry tree story.
Oh,
But Martha Washington's Great Cake was his choice. Abraham Lincoln was also fond of his wife's cooking, when she wasn't, going on a psychopathic rampage, because she was nuts. And but she used to make a white cake, but also his favorite was a less lemon custard pie. And I know
less lemon.
yeah, so a less lemon custard pie was what it was called. So I don't know if that was more sugar, more custard, I don't know, but less lemon custard pie. Okay. And then for our modern day presidents, Ronald Reagan loved coconut macaroons, but he had an obsession with jelly beans.
Oh, I remember hearing about this.
Bowls of jelly beans in the Oval Office. Just a bowl of jelly beans all the time, year round.
Jelly Belly, or are we talking about like the garbage ones?
I don't know if they're Jelly Bellies.
I don't think Jelly Belly was
it was a
around
thing.
until the
Yeah,
80s.
but
so.
like I don't think like he had like he was I don't think he was a sociopath. He didn't like have a mountain of black ones. My dad, God rest his soul, loved black jelly beans. He loved the licorice jelly beans. I love licorice. I can't even eat those things, but he loved black.
I can do a couple of black jelly.
Mix it in a little bit, yeah. But he was obsessed with jelly beans. Had them everywhere. Had always a full bowl in the Oval Office. That was part of his thing. He also reportedly had them back in the residence too, like several bowls of them. One in
Of
his
course.
study, one by the bedside. Barack Obama, very specific, and also liked coconut, like Ronald Reagan. Crustless coconut pie.
Crustless.
So I don't know what that looks like or is, but crustless.
I mean, it
coconut
sounds
pie.
like a bowl of coconut pudding.
Yeah,
with
and
coconut
cream
sprinkled on
Yeah,
top.
yeah, and coconut cream maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, it sounds delicious if you like coconut. And George W. Bush. Now, this is a guy after my own home because I love fall. I'm not a pumpkin spice guy. I'm not that guy. But why do I love fall? I love everything apple. Love apple pie. I love apple cobbler.
I do love an apple pie.
I love apple cider. And George W. Bush's favorite dessert. The W loved apple cider creme brulee. So
All right, I'm down.
He's your boy,
All
right? Okay, so Martha Washington's Great Cake. Less lemon custard for Abraham Lincoln. Jelly beans, but coconut macaroons. Crustless coconut pie and apple cider creme brulee. That's the menu. So I know you're penchant for creme brulee, but I gotta ask, which president had the strongest dessert game?
W. Creme brulee, man. All day.
Very specific, man. Like holy shit. Like not just creme brulee, like apple cider creme brulee.
Apple cider creme brulee. I've never had apple cider creme brulee, but now I need to try it. So I thought where you were going with Martha Washington was my mom has always made a dessert called Martha Washington's that are essentially Buckeyes. If you've ever had a Buckeye.
Yeah, I've never had one, but yeah, I know what they are. The cookie.
A Buckeye that's just completely coated in chocolate. It's a peanut butter ball completely coated in chocolate. You don't do the whole thing where you only where you don't coat that one edge, so then you can call it a Buckeye. But they were always called Martha Washington in my house. I don't know if that's the thing she ever made.
That's
Maybe it was
cool.
in her cookbook. I don't know.
I'll check that out for sure.
But creme brulee. Creme
The
brulee
creme
is my
brulee.
answer, of course.
Yeah. Um, man, like you were saying how like earlier how you don't have a sweet tooth, and I'm not either. Like that's not my like I don't lean towards that. Like I love carbs just as much as the next big guy, but I'm more like
Same.
give me all the fried food. Like that's
Yeah, give me fried food, give me pasta, give me bread. But
yeah,
like if we're finishing a meal and you're like, hey, there's cake, I'll be like, meh, I don't
yeah,
need cake.
it's all right. I can deal with that. Give me a cup of coffee. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Um, which is
Like at a
funny.
birthday, I'll sometimes have cake. But
Yeah,
70% of the time I'm like, man, just give me.
but it's
I don't need
polite.
cake.
Like it's also the polite thing. Like I have cake to
Exactly.
be polite, right?
That's why I have it 70% of the time.
Right. So, um, we will
Ice
have cake.
cream cake though? Ice
We
cream
will.
cake. Oh, man.
Yeah, we can get down on that. We will have cake at the wedding. So just you can have some to be
See,
polite.
I'll have a slice out of respect.
Yeah, respect for the nuptials. But I have to agree. Man, I love Abraham Lincoln. I love all things Abraham Lincoln. He's fantastic. My favorite president by far. But W, man, the apple cider creme brulee, very specific. Yeah, got to give it to him. I mean, this is a guy who had pretty simple tastes, man. Like, especially after he went on the wagon and was like, didn't drink alcohol in the latter part of his life and everything. Like, was completely sober and stuff. Like, he had his Dr. Pepper with every meal and stuff, and
Yeah.
just very simple taste. This is very specific and kind of and really refined. Got to give
I,
it to the
I I love a choice that's like weirdly specific.
yeah,
When somebody's like, I don't want creme brulee, I want apple
apple
cider
cider
flavored creme brulee.
There you go. Well,
If it's
yeah,
not that, I don't want it.
and a guy for like, look, we're not getting political, but like W had the reputation of kind of being a bumpkin, right? Like just being a simpleton,
Oh, for sure. For
like
sure.
just rough around the edges, very down to earth, like just salt of the earth type of dude. And he's just like, no, apple cider creme brulee, that's my shit. Like, there we go. Like,
I respect that.
gotta give it to him. Um, Out of all these desserts, though, what would you pair with a stronger cigar, though? I thought this was an interesting question. What would you pair with a stronger cigar? And I have a very specific selection here. So again, Lincoln with his less lemon custard pie, the apple cider creme brulee from W, crustless coconut pie from Barack Obama, the jelly beans or coconut macaroons from Ronald Reagan, or Martha Washington's great cake, which sounds like fruit cake. Sounds like rum cake, rum fruit cake. That's what it sounds
With
like.
strong cigar,
Yeah,
I'm going rum fruit cake.
interesting. Okay. Any choices why?
I feel like the spiciness of that and the sweetness would pair better with a strong cigar.
Okay, I'm down with that. Man, I have a very specific selection here, and I'll share with you. They're not the same thing, so I'm not going to say that they're the same thing at all. But there's something about like really like sweet pie that I love with a really strong cigar. And for that reason, Barack Obama's crustless coconut pie. I imagine that thing is pretty fucking decadent. Like that's
I
probably
would
got a
think so.
lot of cream. There's probably a lot of butter, and it's just probably just this mountain of richness. And man, what wouldn't cut that better than a fucking La Flor Dominicana like DL 700 Maduro or something like that? Just fucking light that shit
Yeah,
up.
I could see that working really well. Creamy is one of those like flavors with a pairing that you always assume doesn't work well.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case. I've had this group of guys, I've told you about them before. The guy that slapped the Cohiba out of my hand because I said it wasn't drawing well and gave me
Yeah.
another one. That group of guys, one of our like go-to pairings was Trader Joe's triple cream brie with cigars. And it was one of those things where like you would think that this wouldn't work because it's super fatty, super rich. super creamy and super like, lactose forward.
Mm-hmm.
But it just works so well with an intense cigar. And I could see something like that, that coconut cream working well as well.
I like it. All right. Out of these 5 presidents, which president are you convinced would have smoked non-traditional infused cigars?
W for sure.
W? Okay.
W is going for the sweet tip,
Yeah.
the
Like,
non-traditional.
give me one of them sweet Janes, man. give
Yeah.
me that crazy
Yeah, give him a
Alice.
sweet Jane or crazy Alice. Or a girl with no name.
I think that, man,
It's right up his alley.
I think it's an obvious choice for sure. I man, I also, for the reputation that W had as kind of a bumpkin and like the everyman. Ronald Reagan had that reputation like latter life. Like he was always on
Sure.
his ranch in California. He was kind of like he'd kind of resigned to that part of his life and stuff, and very much enjoyed kind of retirement and was like loved working on his ranch. Like that was his thing and stuff. Like he kind of had that more salt to the earth vibe too later in his life. Let's not forget that he was a fucking movie star. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Reagan and the fucking jelly bean thing. Like I just imagine he'd be like all over. Like,
Yeah, that's true. He'd
give me
probably
that
love
sweet
an acid.
cigar. Like, yeah, like man, like yeah, one of those acid blondies. Yeah, give me one of those. Like
Yeah,
sounds
give me a
good.
Cuba Cuba.
Cuba Cuba, baby.
Cuba Cuba to go with my bowl of jelly beans. I
All
could
of it.
see that.
So, awesome. All right. I know I sent you this ahead of time, but I don't know if you saw this under this section, but um I'm creating a fictional presidential dessert cigar combo. This is totally our opinion, just making it up.
I did
Did
not see this one
did
in the
not see it?
list.
Okay. I'll go first. Because I put a little bit of thought into this. And only people who have the much love for presidential trivia are gonna probably think this is funny. Maybe not even those people, because I'm just a fucking nerd. Um, I have to say that um you remember the Yagua
Oh yeah, of course.
that ugly, specifically
A
ugly
hideous cigar,
cigar
but it was so good because it
from
was so
Jason Newman.
different from everything.
But I'm just going on appearances, okay? All right. So for this president's dessert course, he is having black coffee, some licorice, and that Yagua cigar.
Actually, I can
That's
see licorice going with the agua really well.
and that belongs to our boy Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon.
Nice.
I thought a lot about a Culebra, but that was a little on the nose. But the Yagua with some bitter licorice, bitter black coffee, get just goes great with that scowl of his. I mean,
Hmm.
that's my made up pick for Richard Nixon. All right, you got anything? It's cool if you don't, man. We can get back to
I
the
don't
food
have
section.
anything. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's all good, man. It's
I
all
don't have
good.
a good answer.
That was our U.S. presidential trivia segment. We had a little different fun tonight. Hope you like that. Hope you like that, Oliver. And listen, uh, launch your palate, launch your palate voyage with United Cigars, man. Don't just smoke, smoke United. United Cigars since 1901. United we smoke. So let's get back to it, Tripp. And gosh, Dragos was a great time. The faux pas from Coop was hilarious and also disgusting at the same time. Um, we had Dennis and I and you had a little bit of a breakfast from this little interesting cafe that we kind of found. It was close by. Dennis and I ended up walking to it. It's called Birdie's Behind the Bower. And it was a quaint little thing. It was like tucked behind these houses. It was interesting. It was in a neighborhood. We almost missed it when we walked by. And we ended up walking there, walking in, and then grabbing some breakfast and stuff. But what I really liked about it is they actually offered fish with breakfast. It was an interesting. So I had some seasoned white fish with my eggs and bacon and stuff, and You had a biscuit from them, right?
I am blanking on this. I'm
Okay.
not certain I ate anything.
Okay. Maybe it was just
I think this was the one where you
guessing.
guys were going to grab food, and I said I don't really eat breakfast,
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
and I just passed on it.
I mean, it was underwhelming. I mean, the food was decent. It was good. I think it was just more of a. It's a place I think I'd like to go back to just to kind of maybe more experience it there and everything.
Mhm.
So, but it was fun. We got back and everything. So we went to after that. Of course, we went to the opening day, um, ceremonies and everything. The initial seminars and stuff. Um, same same run pairing that we had last year from Aurora, same cigar. It was like Deja Vu, which was ironic because that's
Yeah.
a movie that was filmed in New Orleans with starring Denzel Washington. So I felt like I was in the fucking,
Oh, good point. I
Twilight
didn't even
Zone.
think about that.
It was kind of crazy. But our good friend Anfan, always the man with the suggestion, had put it in our good friends at Developing Palace's head. Hey, there's this place. It's called Seether's Seafood. You want some crawfish? That's where you gotta go. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's in like the industrial district. It's outside of New Orleans.
Like 30 minutes outside of town.
Yeah. And so we're like, well, fuck it. We gotta go. So we pack up with the DP boys and we take the as Coop is fond of saying, we took the $50 Uber out there. So it cost us $100 there and back. And
Yep.
Coop was like, "Where the fuck are we going?" Like the whole time we're in the car because it's just taking us so
Oh
long.
yeah, he was livid for a little while there.
Yeah. And we had a fantastic time, man. We had a fantastic time at Seathers. F for people who love diners, drive-ins, and dives, this is a diners, drive-ins, and dive spot. And
Yeah, they had guy on the wall there.
yeah, so our
Friend of the show, Guy Fieri.
friend of the show, friend of the industry, and we had a grand old time at Seathers. And man, when we say this was crawfish country, this was crawfish country. Holy hell, man!
Yeah.
This was a dive in the middle of nowhere, and they made us feel welcome. There was a guy outside who's like, "Hey, welcome in, come on in." We found a seat. I felt like I was back at Coop's place, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. I had a broken chair. I was like, man, I'm already excited about this.
Definitely a
'Cause,
little divey.
yeah. And Coop and I split a plate of food. You and Tripp split a plate of, you and Dennis split a plate of food. And it looked a little
Yep.
something like this. Man, it was
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly, it was about 7 pounds of seafood.
yeah. So 7 pounds of seafood, had the potatoes in there, had the corn. We got sausage. You could add sausage to it. We added sausage to ours. You guys added the soft shell crab, then we got a soft shell crab, but it was a mountain of crawfish. You got a full crab there, two full crabs. I mean,
I believe it was actually 2 blue crabs and one, like 2 halves. You didn't get the full carapace, but you got 2 halves of a snow crab.
yeah. So there's snow crab, blue crab, crawfish, shrimp, plenty of shrimp to go along with the crawfish. I mean, and it was done obviously in boil style. They brought out an amazing amount of sauces, not just the butter. Um, and this is what it looked like, man. And it was a unbelievable
Oh, it
experience.
was killer. It was so good. I had never eaten like a crawfish boil before. I grew up in Northern Virginia where if we were doing a seafood boil, it was always blue crab. Like blue Maryland crab was always the choice for a seafood boil. I never had crawfish as a kid, and then, I grew up later on in other parts of the country where crawfish didn't even exist. And man, crawfish right off the like, what's the word?
Right off the bayou.
Yeah, like
Straight out the
just
bayou, man.
fresh crawfish boil was like incredible. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it was good.
When I say this is a mountain of food, this is a mountain of food. But what I will say, because there's a lot of shell here and stuff
A
too.
lot of shell. Like
Like,
probably 4 pounds of that is shell.
yeah,
You're putting in a lot of work to get all that meat.
you're putting in the work, so and when you're done, you're full, but you're not miserable,
Yeah, which is perfect.
which
That's
is
what you want,
absolutely
right?
perfect. Yeah. Like you are incredibly full. You're like, I'm not eating anymore. There's no need for dessert, nothing like that, nothing stupid. Like this is absolutely fantastic. And man, I fucking loved it. I loved
Oh
I
my
loved
God, it was
I
so
love
good.
the vibe of this place. I loved the food. This is gonna sound really this might sound kind of weird. I loved sharing a meal with Coop like that. I loved sharing.
Yeah,
I
no, I fully get it.
Yeah,
Like
it's
sharing a meal with somebody is a special experience that you can only do with somebody you know really well, right?
yeah, exactly right. Like um, and it was like one of those interesting things. Like people might think this is really kind of weird, but like it's also just like it. It's this weird kind of it's just weird kind of partnership. It's not like we split the plate in half. We said, okay, you get that and you get this. It was just like we just ate. We just ate
You
together. Him
just
and I
go
just
for it.
ate
Yeah.
together. We had our fill. We enjoyed it. Like we were talking about the food as we were eating. Like, hey man, have you tried the shrimp yet? Like, hey, what's the best way to crack this? Like, um, because what's interesting about seafood boils, and this is my only knock about any seafood boil, and this isn't a knock on Cedars at all. But with snow crab specifically, the legs, there's just no way around this. The snow crab gets overcooked.
Yep.
So the shell does not have any more crack to it. It's soft.
Yeah, it's
It's
got like that squish to it where you hit it with the crab
Yeah,
cracker and
it doesn't,
it just
So
mashes the meat inside.
yeah, so you basically you got to take your fork knife, you got to fucking get in there and it's dirty, it's
You gotta
filthy.
fuck it. You gotta
Yeah.
fuck it with that fork.
You go through a roll of paper towels. You're lucky if you're lucky if that your shirt makes it out alive. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just
I mean, you always
epic.
have the option to wear a bib, but
Yeah,
if you're wearing a bib, you probably shouldn't even show up at a
yeah.
place like
Seriously, man,
this.
come on, seriously. What I also going back to the idea of sharing a meal, and I'd love your thoughts on it too. Just kind of if you want to expand on it further, but I don't know if you remember this. There was a father and daughter, young daughter, little girl, probably the age of one of our
Oh, I
kids.
definitely saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had one of these plates too, and that was really cool to watch. And I hope I wasn't doing it in a creepy way. If that guy happens to be a listener, probably not. But I
No.
thought that was a beautiful moment, and like he was like explaining like what because I think this might have been her first time, maybe not, with maybe some of the food. But he was like walking her through some of the things, showing her how to do a couple things. Like the crab, he's like, yeah, he took the top off and showed like her what to eat, and it was just like it was a really cool moment. And I was like, man,
It was super cool to watch. I
yeah.
was also watching that out of the corner of my eye.
And it's only meals like this that you can ever have that experience. Like,
Yeah, it reminded me of so I lived in Oregon for 20 years, right? Like and we didn't have blue crab there like we did when I was a kid. We had Dungeness crab, which is better. So the Dungeness crab is kind of in between blue crab and snow crab.
I
They're
love me some,
bigger, but they're not quite snow crab sized.
love me some Dungeness
And
crab.
we had some neighbors in Oregon that were also from I think they were from South Carolina. It might have been from Georgia. But me and the dad of this family ended up running into I don't know 10 pounds of Dungeness crab somewhere, and we brought it back and we boiled it for the kids and we taught them how to open crab and eat crab, and the kids were loving it. The wives were not enjoying how messy crab is. But we were in our element, man. And it reminded me a little bit of that, like teaching your kid how to eat crab. Because crab is a real weird food to eat. When you
Yeah.
don't know how to eat crab, like there's no way you can approach it. You
Yeah.
have to have somebody guiding you your first time eating crab.
It's a hands-on experience. It's weird. I mean, it tastes
Yeah,
phenomenal, and I think that like even for kids who are picky eaters or kids who just don't like, like look, oysters is just one of those things like you just got to give to a kid, and you're either gonna like it or you're not. And
yep.
and
Uh-huh.
you're not gonna ever be mad. Like I love oysters. I would never be mad at my kids if they didn't like it or not want to try it.
It's
Like
a it's a
it doesn't look appetizing. I get it. Like hey, it
it
doesn't to
has
me
the
it looks appetizing.
consistency of just a real good snot rocket, and it tastes like licking the ocean.
Right.
Like that's what oysters taste like, and you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah. It's they're briny, they're bright, they're yeah, it's just to each their own on that. But like crab is one of those things, shrimp is one of those things like most kids
It's
love.
hard not to like. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can get past like the fact that you're eating your crustacean, because especially if there's heads on the shrimp, or if in this case you pop open a crab and start eating its insides. If you can get over that as a kid, you're gonna be good, you know. And if you can accomplish that as a parent to get a kid to do that, then you're pretty solid as well. So but man, loved it. Shout out to Aaron Loomis who's watching and said that place was overrated. Of course, he's again, we Aaron, if you're still watching, man, we were talking about you earlier, man. You're a sport, you're a champion.
Thank you for letting us eat all that seafood in front of
I
you.
listen, I love food. I can't ever imagine this happening, but if Aaron Loomis ever picked a restaurant and took us to it, and I absolutely have poured the food, I would gladly eat it with a smile on my face for all the times that Aaron has been a sport, man. I gotta love that guy. And what a champ.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll never happen because I love food too much. I don't think, and Aaron's got good taste. And yes, he actually likes things as much as we kid with him. So I know
He
whatever.
even likes some cigars, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I know if he ever took us to a restaurant, it'd be good eats for sure. So Daniel Lance says ice cream and broadleaf is magic. So for those we were talking earlier about dessert pairings with cigars.
I could definitely see that. Like that's one of those things that are so contrasting that they can really work.
Yeah. Got hats off to Daniel Lance for always being engaged with us in the with the cigar media and everything. He probably thought we were going to be talking about cigars tonight, and we have talked a little bit about it, but we're talking mostly food tonight, man. I hope you're not disappointed. Really appreciate our audience for taking this tour with us as we continue on. So Seethers was absolutely good. So been asking this. I asked this initially too about obviously Ron's Gumbo. Dragos, are we going back? Is Dragos played out? Are we turned? Or is there a return to Dragos in your mind?
No, I think we probably return to Dragos. Like that's the really hard part about our trips, our two trips now to New Orleans together. Is like every place we've gone, I want to go again.
Mm. Uh,
Maybe not Hoop's gas station muffaletta place, but
yeah,
you know,
definitely not that.
other than that, we haven't had a miss. I don't think.
Next in 2029, when we go back to do some grocery shopping at Rouse's, we have to get him over there into
Just
that
grab
section,
Hoop and muffaletta.
grab one, and have him take a picture with it. Be like, or have
Hoop's
him
favorite muffaletta.
lodge a complaint or fill out a complaint card or something.
Yeah.
Be great. All right. But Seethers, I mean, it's a yes for me. We're going back. I think we have to.
Yeah, Seethers is the kind of place that like if I ever go to New Orleans with my kids, that's where we're going.
Yeah. And this is the sad thing about like I think with Ben missing this year, and man, Ben could make it for family reasons.
Ben
Man,
might
we
have told us
kinda-
that place was garbage,
yeah,
but at this point, I don't think I'd believe him.
yeah. I'd love for him to try it, man. I'd love for him to see it. And that's kind of like if Ben gives a stamp of approval on something, even if he hasn't tried it, like it's good. Like we hit on something. So, um, all right. Well, let's next up we went that night. So we head back to the trade show, and it's time for the opening party, the opening gala. We go there, we hang out, we see some friends that we haven't seen all year and stuff, and we're smoking some good cigars. What some great cigars at the opening gala this year, that were available. Fantastic, fantastic, great. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Good job putting some good cigars in our
Mostly.
hands and stuff. Well, you had a bad cigar?
Um, there is a particular thing about cigars that is an instant turnoff for me,
Okay,
which is a sweetened cap.
gotcha. Okay,
Sweetened cap is one of those things that, for me, it overpowers my palate entirely. It takes over. The only thing I taste is that sweetened cap. I love Steve Saka. I did not love the new, whichever, I think it was the green
you had the green. I had the green too.
version of the Stillwell Star, which I really liked the OG Stillwell Stars, but once you sweeten the cap for me, it makes it unsmokable. So, I'm
I
sure people love that cigar. For me, it's a
no,
no-go.
it's a miss. I
Does not
enjoyed it
pass go.
because after all that heat and spice and that Cajun spices from Cedars, like it really kind of cut through. It's as much as like we say like I don't
I could see that.
like sweet tooth, like it really kind of cut through and stuff. I have to be in a mood for it. I'm not a fan either, especially if I'm not expecting it and I hit it and it's just like whoa, 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 whoa. No, not good. But smoked a knuckle sandwich, Connecticut. Um, that night was fantastic. And then we went to dinner with Justin Andrews. Again, also a great host. The last few years has taken us out to dinner.
Shout out to Justin and
So,
STG.
so Maddie Booth joined us this year. But before that, I have to talk about. Now, this wasn't the great grocery muffaletta debacle of 2026 for Coop. Kind of bad. But I did have a faux pas in a moment where I deeply regretted it. Man, I was so thirsty because all that salt from that lunch. And I went through like a bunch of water at the opening gala, but I was still so thirsty. I was like, fuck. I was so thirsty. And we were walking out because we were gonna go to dinner at that point. And um they had another shout out to PCA for putting this. They had they had bars, but they also had beverage drops where you can grab a beer or cold soda.
Yeah, that was a fantastic addition. I thought
Yeah.
like that really made a difference to, if you're, like you said, dying of thirst, if you're just parched and you need something to drink, just like having seltzers and waters and sodas and stuff like that in those troughs like was fantastic.
So I walk by and I'm like, fuck it. I know we're leaving. I know we're about to leave. So we're in that enclosed park area and everything like that. My mind is just on thirst, so I'm not even in that New Orleans mindset. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna grab a beer real quick, take a sip, and I'll be done with it. So I grab canned Corona
I
out of
did the
there,
same.
just that popped it, took a chug, and I immediately chucked it, and I walked out, and I'm like, fuck. I'm in New Orleans. I can walk
Yeah,
down the
you are
street.
allowed to drink on the street there.
Yeah, and I'm
I
like, God,
finished mine and then walked across the street and tossed it in the trash.
and I'm like, God damn it. Like the PCA's been the only PCAs I've been to have been in New Orleans and Las Vegas where you can do this on the street. Like, how the fuck am I not like self-aware enough to be like, I could just I could drink this on the street. No. And I was like, maybe I can I'm even thinking Trip of like, man, I could sneak this by the cop. Like he's not gonna see me with it. Like, who cares? And I'm like,
Don't
fuck it.
even need to worry
I don't
about
want to
it.
get in trouble. It's not a big like I don't want to get in trouble like an idiot. I fucking throw it away. And
As
I'm
long as you
like,
don't, as long as you drop it before you get in the Uber, you're fine.
yeah. And I took one giant swig out of it and threw it away, and we went off to restaurant. Um, so this next place, that Justin was kind enough to take us to, really excited about it. Um, he gave us a choice between restaurant. He'd made a reservation at the restaurant we went to. But he's like, hey, because it's close proximity, would you guys rather go to Guess's Fried Chicken? And I was like, man, I gotta. I opened up the website to this restaurant, as you guys can see on this, and the first thing I see is this restaurant. This has been in business for 170 years, and I'm like, Justin, I'm sorry, man. Can we go to this place? Because like I like that just that's so like I'm right there. Like let's
Yeah,
go.
Bear is sold when you say that a place is that old.
When you're playing, yeah, it's like, all right, I can eat in a historical landmark. Okay, cool. Yeah, like sign me up. It doesn't matter what the food tastes like. Let's go. And so we obviously went, and we're trying to figure out. So again, everyone who's familiar with New Orleans or maybe even knows this place, all of us have never been. We're trying to
Juju's.
desperately to figure out how to pronounce this. Tugajus, Tuyagos, Tujaks, and and it's bad. Like I'm like, there's no way we're fucking pronouncing this correctly. Like, and people are even asking us beforehand, where are you going? Like, we're going to this place, Tujagus. Like, we're just butchering the shit out of this. So before we sit down, we got there before everybody else. And I'm like, I asked the waiter, I'm like, okay, man, you gotta fucking help me. How do you say this? It's two jacks.
Only in New Orleans.
Two jacks. That's how you say it. Two jacks.
I mean, at least put a Q instead of the G. If there was a
Yeah.
Q instead of that G, I'd be on board
Yeah.
and be
But
like, yeah, that's two jacks.
that's two jacks. So, um, man, what a cool place. Great vibe. I loved the cocktails. Now we haven't really talked about any cocktails yet, Trip, but like tell us a little bit about your cocktail selection at this one because there was quite the menu.
Let me try to remember what I drank here. This Dennis and I did a game that we play together. Yeah, if you can pull that up while I'm talking.
I'm trying to.
Dennis and I kind of play a game together where if I go to a bar that has a bunch of interesting cocktails, or if he goes to a bar that has a bunch of interesting cocktails,
I can get
we
the
text
cookbook.
each other the menu. So I always order a drink and then text him the menu and say, "What am I getting next?" So that's what we did here. We ordered each other's drinks.
There's no photos here. I mean, the photo gallery, but okay. All right. This is the place, guys. Totally cool. Cool spot. Multi-story. Apparently it's a venue that you can
Yeah, they don't have a drink menu. That's crazy.
they don't have a menu at all. Not on this website. But there was a menu online because I remember looking at it. That's interesting.
Me too. I'm very confused.
All good.
But
All good.
anyway, I know that we had the grasshopper. We had the little grasshopper,
Hmm.
which they still have at the same price it was 170 years ago, which is like $1.75
Hmm.
or something for this. It might have been $2 for this little grasshopper, and it was the best grasshopper I've ever had in my fucking life. Holy shit, this was a good grasshopper.
Good stuff, man. I obviously can't have that. It has
Yeah, it's chocolate.
creme de cocoa in it, so but love that you loved it so much. I had a really cool cocktail as well. I can't again, I was relying on the menu, and unfortunately it's not here. But I was relying on the menu. But it was it was the daiquiri, the classic daiquiri. So this isn't your fucking Chili's strawberry daiquiri with frozen and then like, fucking rim of ice or a rim of salt and everything like that. This is a classic daiquiri, which is basically more citrus forward. It's something that Hemingway used to love and everything. Used to drink a shit ton of it. And this is a very classic cocktail place. I had the daiquiri. It was delicious. Really enjoyed it. It was wonderful. And then so we get there and we we ask what some of the specialties are, of course, and of course, there are some soups available. Coop gets the gumbo, and
Obviously.
but we were so excited to hear because this is something that Dennis wanted. You wanted
It
etouffee.
was on Dennis had a hit list of like probably 6 foods, and I was like, We are hitting all of these except maybe one.
Yeah, and the one was he wanted turtle soup. He wanted turtle soup, and that was their specialty that night. And so we were like, "Yeah, bring
They
on the
had
turtle soup."
he asked about it, and they said that is the soup du jour. We put it on the menu today. Today's the first day that it's been on the menu.
Yeah. So of course we ordered it.
I think
Um,
7 out of our 12 people ordered it.
7 out of our 12 people ordered it. I think only four came. That's how many were left.
Yeah.
So I got some of it. It was epic. The best way I can characterize it's almost kind of like a chili consistency. Um, doesn't taste like chili, doesn't taste like chicken. It has the beautiful spice to it. The meat was very meaty. It wasn't a delicate meat when you think of like, other crustaceans or other, like crab, shrimp. Turtle's a completely
It
different animal.
reminded me just a little bit of like alligator,
Yeah,
where it's kind of in between chicken and fish.
as far as consistency. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's absolutely, yeah, I would agree with that. Man, this is fantastic. Absolutely unbelievable. And we also had a slew of appetizers. We had a fried green tomato tower with seafood. There was I had with my meal some candied Brussels sprouts that were incredible. There was this um crab meat dip with
Oh,
bruschetta.
that was so good.
That was fantastic too. Now I'm gonna go last on this, but what was the entree that you picked?
Shrimp and grits.
How was
One
that?
of my favorites since I was a kid. It was a smaller portion than I expected, but it was uh I don't know what the name is, but there is a style of grits that is a larger grit. I've seen them called pearl grits,
Mm-hmm.
where they're like, they're it's grits, but the grits, the granules of grit are 10 times the size of a normal grit. So it's like it's almost the consistency of it's almost closer to like risotto,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. No, totally with you.
And it was lights out. It was so good.
That's fantastic. So for me, I love duck. I absolutely love
That
duck.
I almost went with that.
The duck, so there's duck confit on the menu, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm out. This is what I'm going with. There were a lot of other great selections that I had the opportunity to pick, and I went with the duck confit, and I love duck. And I will say that the there was also like some some spinach with it, and I also had the Brussels sprouts as I mentioned. Everything about this meal was absolutely incredible, and I really liked it. And we'll talk about a return visit here in a second. But I have to say, unfortunately, the duck confit was the thing I enjoyed the least this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a little overcooked. And when I say it was a little overcooked, it was overcooked. It was very dry, and I was very disappointed. And um, I
Blame Justin.
no, man, I'm not gonna do that because, like, I mean, it was a great meal that he took us to, and I'm glad Coop's not here because he would totally bag on him. He'd say, "Oh, that's Justin's fault," and I feel bad, especially when someone takes us to dinner where I don't, I made the bad pick or whatever you want to call it. But man, it was really hard to like cut, like usually with like duck confit, like it's
It
cooked in its
falls
own
apart.
fat. It
Yeah.
falls apart. It's like you're just ripping it off the bone, and not even ripping it off. It's just like almost falling off, and it's rich. There was no richness to it. The skin tasted good, but I will tell you this: like at the end, like I was just like fuck it, and I grabbed the bone and I just like ate some of the meat off the bone. The meat right next to the bone, which is usually the most flavorful, absolutely was, and it was good, and it was very good at that point. But the rest of the meat was overcooked, it was dry, and it was just like I was really disappointed. I was really frustrated, unfortunately. Um, but what a cool spot, 170-year-old's place. You don't get to say that very often, man. You can never say that.
Well, and you didn't even get to dessert.
Yeah,
Which my dessert that I shared with Justin, Dennis, and you was 10, 20, 30, 40-year-old port. Which was just such a cool experience to actually try.
Yeah, we had the port flight. And yeah, we were going back and forth. So I had an interesting observation about the port. What was yours? What did you think of them? Like, what was your favorite? Where
My
did you kind of
favorite
like?
one was definitely the 20, which is kind of I feel like it's kind of typical for me, which is that once you lose the aggression out of something like that is where it's not as exciting to me. The
Right.
30 and the 40 were like unbelievably good. But the 20 still had the aggression of the 10.
Right.
The 30 and the 40 were, in cigar terms, aged out. It was where it starts to calm down a little too much to where it's not exciting anymore. But that richness of the 40-year-old was like, holy hell.
Yeah.
I've never tasted a spirit like that.
It was when you say it was like, here's the thing about port. It's usually thick, right? And like it's very rich already. Like for the most part, a good port you could literally drizzle on pancakes.
For sure.
I mean, there was almost the 40, like I think if it had sat in open air for probably like another 10 minutes, it almost would have become gelatinous. Like it was that
Yeah.
fucking thick. And it
Yeah.
was that rich. It was unreal that came from a bottle. And I'm with you, Trip. The 20 was definitely my preferred. I actually even really enjoyed the 30. But the 40 was really played out for me and just
I mean, I enjoyed
so
all
great.
of them.
I enjoyed
They
all of
were
them.
all very good.
Yeah,
But the 10 or the 20, sorry, I think was the sweet spot.
yeah. What a cool
Which
experience, man.
I've said that with a lot of spirits, like Lafroig. I think the 12-year is the sweet spot. Actually, also Flor de Caña 12-year, I think is the sweet
Right.
spot. I've
Macallan.
had the 18. I've had the 25. They're great,
Hmm.
but the sweet spot is you can't beat it. I feel like there's a lot of spirits like that where you hit a certain point. There's a certain age where they're aging out of what makes them special,
Yeah, like Macallan
and they
12,
become
Macallan
almost
18 are good, but like Macallan 25 is a little bit like, what the fuck am I paying for?
exactly like Macallan 25 tastes like a 25-year-old whiskey. Macallan 18 and Macallan 12 still taste like Macallan.
Yeah,
But you reach that point where you're aging it past the point where it loses all of its own character and it becomes almost generic.
totally agree.
And yeah, that's how I felt about the 40-year, is that it became a little more generic, even though it was incredible. But
We should do a flight together, like on Let's Get Pairing or something. I think that'd be fun. I don't know how we
let's
would
do
do
it.
it. Like, I don't know how we would do it. Like, one of us buys one bottle. That should sucks for like the person has to buy the most expensive bottle or something. But like
We can we can
or you
figure it
know,
out.
you
I actually have about 40 little like 50 ml bottles over there.
hmm
I bought a 50 pack of them so that I could send some to Dennis, and I think I sent him maybe a dozen. So I have a ton. If we
you
want to
do.
do something like this, and we want to split costs so that we're all breaking as even as we can make something like that happen.
Yeah. I think there's some legs there for sure.
Especially since port comes in smaller bottles.
Yeah. And
Port,
honestly,
you can
it's
get like
not, and it's not,
375s of the old stuff.
yeah, and a lot of it's not expensive either. Like, I'm not saying Taylor Fladgate or anything like that, but I'm just saying like port in general isn't like the bougie people. It hasn't become trendy yet, so
Yeah.
the prices haven't gotten outlandish yet on it. So it's not like what's been done to bourbon and tequila at this point. Like port's still reasonable, which is nice.
Oh, there we go. I can. Okay, those are 50 mil. Well, still, I could make this happen. I could go buy at Total Wine right now. Quinta das Carvalhas. They have a flight of 10, 20, 30, 40 in 50 mil bottles for $38. Like I can make that happen tomorrow. My initial thought was that I saw the bottle of 40-year-old and it was $200, and I was like, man, maybe not.
Yeah,
$200 to $300, but we can make something happen.
All right, so 2 Jacks. Return visit when we go back to NOLA? Yes or no?
For me, this one is not a must visit, but if we had the opportunity, I would say yes. I wouldn't say no to going again.
I would say no to going again, and yeah, I'm the same thing, and I would definitely order a different entree. I hear the pork chop is really legendary, and Aaron Lewis tried to order it, and they were out of that too. So, and because we
Cigar
didn't have,
industry strikes again.
yeah, we
Cigar
also
industry
had
loves pork chops.
we also had a the turtle soup shortage as well, and the manager came by and said we were all getting grasshoppers, and you were excited, and the grasshoppers never came.
They never showed up.
It's all right. We had port to soothe our souls and
We
take
did.
away our tears,
And it was worth it. You could actually drink the pork.
Yeah, because it was
big
real. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I could actually drink it for sure. All right. Well, that was dinner that night. So the next day, we do our first day at the trade show. We're tired when we come back, and that's when we're like, well, let's just order some food. And I find this place called Pairings, Po' Boys, and Restaurant.
Just a random ass place you found on like Uber Eats or Grubhub or whatever.
Yep. I was like, oh, Po' Boys, sounds good. Let's do it. Absolutely. And we went with it. So I ordered quite a bit of food from there, and I actually took a stab at another food here in just a second. So let's go ahead and pull up the Po' Boys, and let's see if we can get some pictures here.
Calm down, website.
I don't know if it's going to give us anything, man. I was looking at the website earlier. I didn't sure if I could find any pic. Some of these places didn't have pictures of food. Some of them didn't disappoint. So
This one I don't know if you're getting
yeah.
pictures.
All right. So yeah, we ordered po' boys from Pairings. So I actually have our order. This will actually help. But as I'm pulling this up,
Oh, I know what I ordered. I remember exactly what I ordered.
Then fire away, Tripp. Let's go.
I went with the surf and turf beef and shrimp po' boy. And it was like a cheesesteak and a shrimp po' boy went to heaven together and then came back down. And it was incredible. And it was like, and there were shades of like Cuban sandwich. Like this was a po' boy, but it was mashed flat, which I'm totally down with. It had crispy shrimp rather, with basically chopped beef, a la a cheesesteak. I don't know if it had cheese on it. I don't even remember, but it was like, oh, it was so good. I remember eating this sandwich and being like, how can a delivery sandwich be this good?
Yeah.
How did they not make this 8 minutes ago?
This was that was yours. We also did the I did the shrimp and oyster.
Mm,
It was
hmm
uh also fantastic.
I believe Dennis did the same.
Yeah. Got gumbo for Coop.
Of
Also
course, naturally.
did red beans and rice. And also um I took a stab at it and I was like, you know what? We're gonna try the muffaletta. And this muffaletta, granted, it didn't need to be much compared to what, the experience that you and Coop had from the grocery store muffaletta, but it
Yeah,
was
that was
pretty
easy to
fucking
beat.
good. It was hot too, so that was also very different than our other previous experience.
I
Um,
thought it was very close to Central Grocery.
what
I don't know
I
if it was quite as good, but it was really good.
Yeah, I won't say I definitely don't think it was as good. But it was very good, and I really loved the unique take on it. Their olive salad
Hmm
had it was the best way I could describe it. It was a super chunky olive salad. Some of the olives were actually still whole in it or halved, so they weren't like chopped to bits or anything like that. So you got a lot of olive flavor into it. So you had really great salty and
In
brininess.
the Central Grocery olive salad, they're almost macerated. They're kind of
Yeah,
mashed.
yeah. There's they're minced or chopped really fine, and
Minced
then
might be the right
yeah,
word.
and then they're pickled on top of that. So like yeah, they become like basically just it's almost like a chunky sauce at that point, like a salsa
Yeah.
is what kind of
And I
consistency.
really liked their take on it,
Yeah,
where it was a little lumpier and uh just just had more olive flavor.
yeah. So that's the thing that I think that stands out was the smashing of it, the hotness of it. There was I'm not sure. There was
I didn't even
pastrami.
eat it when it was hot. I was eating it like a day and a half later,
Oh, okay.
just cutting slices off out of the
Yeah.
fridge and just loving it.
Now, I'm not sure if I know I wish Ben was here and I don't have the website pulled up for Central Grocery, but one of the unique things that I saw about this muffaletta was that in addition to the salami and the ham, of course, and the provolone, they also had another meat on here. We didn't talk about it when we were eating it because I think we were just that hungry, that tired, and we were just enjoying it. They have pastrami on it.
Really? I didn't even
Yeah,
notice that.
yeah, there's pastrami on it. And I mean, it's a mega sandwich. So like to say it's got a very pronounced pastrami flavor. No, dude, it's just deli meats fucking slathered in olive
Yeah, it's
salad
a
and
pile of deli meat with a bunch of olives.
yeah, and it was very good. And the red beans and rice were awesome. That was something that I hadn't had the previous year. Um, that
Oh,
I
red
wanted to
beans and
actually,
rice,
and I
man.
love red beans and rice. So, and yeah, man, it was really fantastic. It was a great find. I felt really good about it. I felt good about getting Coop a muffaletta that was, edible. Um, and really enjoyed it, man. For a night in, uh, this was fantastic. And
I would order from there again.
yeah,
100%.
so I think it's not. I think it falls in the two jacks. Like, hey, if we have a night in, we'll go ahead and do it. But it's not like a must stop because there's so many other good places as we've been talking about and have
Yeah.
visited before. So awesome. Well, let's take another break here. And actually, and before we take a break, I want to talk. I want you to kind of elaborate on stuff because in between all these great restaurants and all this great food, you and Dennis had some adventures.
We did.
And you know, the Let's Get Pairing team is always on the hunt for a good dive bar, good cocktail, good pairing. And that was kind of a mission you guys had went. So like I want you to elaborate on some of the ventures you guys went on. I know we're breaking timeline a little bit here, but you
All right.
guys went out a couple of times, so go ahead. Talk about that.
So the first adventure we had was one of the things on Dennis's list that I told him it's not going to be a problem is getting absinthe. He wanted to get absinthe in an absinthe bar. And I was like, yeah, we're going to be in the French Quarter for some of it. That's not going to be a problem. So we were at Armando's place, Crescent City Cigar. If you're ever in New Orleans, if for whatever reason you're on Bourbon Street, wander an eighth of a block off of Bourbon Street and go to Armando's place, Crescent City Cigar. Great cigar shop.
Yeah.
We were at Crescent City. We finished our cigar, and I had told Dennis previously, like leading up to the show, we're going to be at Armando's for hours. We can duck out between cigars and go get some absinthe. So that's what we did. We walked to literally the opposite side of the block, just 180 degrees from Armando's, is the Vampire Apothecary. We got there and it said private party.
Damn.
We kept going. And I know we walked through this alley before. Last year, it was right before remember the park last year?
Yeah.
Where Cafe Du Monde is on the other side. It was walking through that alley where you're walking next to the church where it has the big iron gate. And there's a place called Pirate Bar there. Pirates Alley Cafe, actually, is the name. And we wandered into there because I had looked it up on my phone and saw that they had absinthe. They're a cash only bar. So Dennis was gracious enough so that we both didn't have to use the ATM. He went and got some money out of the ATM. And we had a glass of absinthe each and a toxic baby shot. This is one of the things that I've been most excited to talk about. So he was at the ATM and I was just standing there in front of the bartender and I said, "What the fuck is a toxic baby?" They had a bottle that had like written in Sharpie or painted on it was toxic baby. $3. And I said, "What the fuck is a toxic baby?" And she just picks up this bottle and slaps it down in front of me and spins it 180 degrees. And on the back it says, "This is a secret recipe. We don't tell anybody what's in it. We assure you only the finest liquors that are cheap are in this. And we won't tell you what's in it, but it's $3. So why are you even asking?" And like the answer was just printed on the bottle, written on the bottle, really. So of course we got a toxic baby shot. And it was surprisingly delicious. It was like it was right up Dennis in my alley, where it was like obviously some rum, some whiskey, some kind of aperitif or amaro, like a bitter herbal kind of liqueur. And it comes with a king cake baby. Dennis had never heard of a king cake baby. So he didn't even know what it was. But it comes with a little king cake baby hanging out on the side of your shot glass. And so I had to explain what a king cake is and why there's a baby in it. And then we had our absinthe, which was absinthe is not for everybody. You were saying before your dad liked the black jelly beans. He probably would have enjoyed an absinthe. If you're the kind of person that gags when you eat a black jelly bean, you are not going to like absinthe. It is like sweet licorice candy in liquid form. It's a very interesting liquor, I guess, because it tastes like pure licorice, but it's green. When you put it in a glass, it's like, it's just light green. And then when you add water and sugar, it clouds. They call it the louche. And it it kind of means the bloom. So you add the ice cold water and the sugar, and it's this opaque, bright green color. And you take a sip and it's sweet and licorice and delicious. And man, it was fantastic.
Did you
It
do the
was,
sugar cube? Like, is that
yeah,
how it was prepared? Okay, so walk
yeah.
us
So
through that.
they all right. Here's how it works. So lady pours. They've got like a small tulip glass, something similar to this, but with a stem. And they pour it about up to here, shots worth, ounce and a half. It is usually typically absinthe is somewhere between 70 and 90% ABV. It's a lot of alcohol. When you hear about people seeing the green fairy and hallucinating, it's typically because one drink of absinthe can get a lightweight absolutely hammered. 3 drinks will get anybody blitzed. It's intense. So you have to know that going into it. Luckily, Dennis and I are both pretty experienced with it. So they pour it to about here, and then they have a slotted spoon. So it's a spoon that sits on top like this, that has slots cut in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this kind of carafe that has a little spigot, and they set the glass right under the spigot with the sugar cube on top of the. You have your sugar cube here on top of your slotted spoon, and then you open this carafe, and it just pours out just a small amount of water, and it dissolves that sugar cube as it's going. And once the sugar cube dissolves, she turns it off, and you have it's up to about here. So I would say 4.5 ounces, 5 ounces, of liquid. But then suddenly it goes from this deep green to like neon green, cloudy. It's a very interesting thing to watch because it kind of doesn't make sense to your brain. I still don't understand exactly how it works, and I understand some of the science behind it.
My only experience with absinthe was awful, and that's because I didn't do the sugar cube, we didn't do the water, we didn't dilute it, and the absinthe was warm.
Oh, that sounds horrific.
It was fucking horrific. Couldn't get the taste out of my mouth for probably about a day and a half.
Yeah. Absinthe is crazy intense. So like typically it's like a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ratio of water to absinthe. Plus plus 1 or 2 sugar cubes. This was on the lighter side of sweet, which was right up my alley. The one we had the following night was way less sweet, which was a little intense for me. But I'll get to that later. But we shared a couple glasses of this, a glass each, I think. We might have shared a glass, actually. I don't remember. Either way, we had this absinthe. We chatted with the bartender. It was a cool experience to drink absinthe right off Bourbon Street. You know, when I'm not certain about Dennis. I've only ever had absinthe at home before. Like when I was 23 or so, I ordered a couple bottles of absinthe from Germany when it was still banned here. Now it's not banned anymore. The absinthe we actually ended up having the same absinthe both nights we had absinthe, which is I have the name somewhere, but it's Toulouse Green. It is made in New Orleans with locally made. They actually grow their own wormwood for it, which is what kind of gives some of the anise licorice kind of flavor, but it's what supposedly gives you the hallucinogenic effects, which aren't real. But it's part of the flavor profile. But it is a locally made absinthe that is made in New Orleans with locally sourced ingredients, which is super cool. And it was delicious. I really enjoyed it more than I've ever enjoyed a glass of absinthe before. Yeah, that was super cool. And then we made our way back and had another cigar with you guys at the
Crescent
City Cigar.
Yeah, I think that was probably my biggest regret was not going with you that time. I didn't want to go out late with you. on the other time, which you'll talk about here in just a second. But because I just like I still have that in my mind, man. I still have that memory. It was awful, like as you said, like just warm absinthe, no sugar. Like I know,
If I had known that, I would have begged you to come with.
yeah. So that honestly was like my biggest regret because I was just like, man, like, dude, why am I being a baby? Like definitely probably tasted worse things in my life, you know. And if anything, I'm gonna have a better experience because I'm gonna be around people who know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be with you guys. So like I should have gone. So big regret on my part. Won't make that mistake in 2029. I'll go with you, and we'll go back to
All right.
we'll go back to the pirate bar for sure.
The pirate bar, I think, is the spot for it. It's ultra divey, which is right up my and Dennis's alley. We love a dive, and that place hit the spot.
Awesome. So you guys went out another night.
We did.
So let's hear a little bit about that experience.
So we have. I think we'll get to it, but we had the Black Label party, and Dennis and I went out after the party, and went back to Bourbon Street because, you know, it's our vibe. Like, I've been telling people since we got back that Bourbon Street is like there's a Ruby Tuesday and a Hilton and not a Four Seasons, a four points or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
4 points by Sheraton.
Yeah, 4 points by Sheraton is right there. But then right off of that is like a bunch of places that are legitimately 100% dive bars. But they've like turned it into a tourist attraction at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a mix of dive bar people and tourists at the same place. And luckily for Dennis and I, we fit into both those categories. We're dive bar people and we happen to be tourists at the time. But we went back and we went straight to Boutique du Vampire's Apothecary. And this place was hipster city. I hated this place. The music was awful. We expected a spooky place, right? Like, but we got in there and it was like a bunch of 20-year-olds or 22-year-olds, I guess, that had barely been able. There was a girl next to us that couldn't drink yet. It was her birthday, but she couldn't drink yet. But they were letting her sit at the bar. I don't know how that works in New Orleans. We had the same absinthe there. And they put way too little sugar, way too little water. It was actually maybe too much water, but not enough sugar. It was awful. I would not go back to the Vampire Apothecary. They did have like they had some cool stuff. Like they have some cool non-alcoholic stuff. Like they had like a I think they call it a rejuvenator. It was like a cucumber lime water that sounded awesome.
Okay.
But I didn't try. But we were not super impressed with that place. So we made our way around the corner to another place that was on Dennis's bucket list of New Orleans, called the Dungeon, which was right up our alley, where it's dark. They'll kick you out if you take out your phone and try to take pictures of the bar or the bartenders or the inside of the place or anything like that. They just have cheap, shitty beer and a couple of frozen cocktails and whatever booze they have behind the bar. We met some very interesting characters that I will not talk about on air. But you know who they are and what stores they run. We met some weirdos, and it was again right up our alley. Like meeting weird people in a dive bar, I'm all about it. The following night we went out to the same place and had a couple drinks and ended up meeting a different pair of people who run a different cigar shop somewhere in the country, and we ended up hanging out with them until 4 a.m. And it was a blast. And we went to a bar that I don't even know the name of. I did not look at the name of this bar. She was buying the drinks for us, so we just followed along and had drinks. And then when things started to get a little out of hand, we just went back to the house and got some sleep because we needed it.
And you answered the bell.
And we answered the bell as we always do. The dungeon is such a cool place that is, I feel like can probably be pretty hit or miss depending on who the clientele are that night. But we had fun both nights that we went there.
Nice.
It was a cool place that's very dark and has decent enough drinks that we could get away with it. I didn't mention in our other adventures that on Friday, so the day during the seminars, you guys were still getting ready, and we decided to take off, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes early to go walk to this brewery. And we ended up being an hour late to the seminars almost, because we went to Ecology Beer Creative, where this is a brewery that has kind of a very laid back vibe. They have 22 cats that live on property. They just adopt whatever stray cats are in the area. They like you walk into this brewery and in the front area, like right before you open the door, there are just 18 bowls of cat food. Because they're just like if you don't want your cat anymore, we'll take it. And they had at one point I tried to get a picture and they all like scattered like mice. At one point there were 5 cats between me and the front door. At another point there was a cat sitting on a bar stool next to a dude a couple stools away from us, like just hanging out. And the bartender was telling us, like, this is the friendly cat. He just hangs out with people. He'll just hang out in your lap, hang out in the bar, hang out in the bar stool next to you. They had some really interesting beers. I actually have notes here on what beers we had. I had a Czech Pils that I really enjoyed because it was hoppier than most Czech Pils. I had their Radio Lager that was just a solid lager. I meant to get a 4-pack of that to bring home, and I forgot. And then we had their Black Bottom Cupcake Pastry Stout, which is a pastry stout with cupcakes. You could not drink this, Bear, because it had chocolate cupcakes in it. And when you buy a pint of this, it comes with a chocolate cupcake.
Jesus Christ.
Which was cool. But the bartenders there were like, listen, if you guys are going to breweries, the only place I would suggest, if there's one place I can suggest besides the place you are right now, it's Care Forgot Beercraft. And so that was the point where we were like, do we go and catch the first seminar, or do we blow half the first seminar off and go check out this brewery? And we were like, well, this girl told us that it's incredible, so we have to go check it out. We went to this brewery called Care Forgot. They have a pizza window in the back. You walk through the tap house area, the bar, and they just have like, you can just order a pizza. It's awesome. The beers we had there were unbelievable. We had Hunt Off Season, which is a king cake IPA.
Holy shit.
We were I guess lucky enough that like we sat down at the bar. We actually waited outside for them to open at 11. And we sat there waiting, and then we go in, and as we're sitting there, the brewer comes in and he's getting beer ready and doing stuff, and we're just chatting with the bartender, and the brewer is walking by and hears us and is like, "Oh man, you guys are into beer," or something like that, and then keeps going. And he ended up talking to us a little bit. So he was telling us that the King Cake IPA, this is an IPA, a hazy IPA, that they actually put king cakes in. It is brewed
epic.
with cakes. And it was incredible. This was like I I would call it a New England style IPA because it's got that like hazy, sweet, less aggressive on the hoppiness, but still hoppy thing going on. But the sweetness is not coming from the base malt. It's coming from cakes that they jam into the beer, which is awesome. And it was incredible. We also tried Gather on Time, which is their plantain cream ale.
Sounds fantastic. Holy shit.
It was a cream ale that had like a little bit of like that bitter, savory kind of flavor that plantains have that was incredible. At this point, I called the Uber and I was like, we got to go because we have a convention to get to. And we were just, again, chatting with the bartender, telling him we got 9 minutes before our car gets here. And the brewer comes over with 2 little glasses and he sets them down in front of us and he goes, you got 9 minutes. You can try this American IPA that I'm about to put on tap. I'm working on it. It'll be done in a couple of hours, but you guys can try it now. Because he could tell just by overhearing our conversation that we are absolute geeks. We got to try like right off the rip, like straight out of the barrel. This I figured out after the fact that it was Gilded Splinter American IPA from them. It was very good. It was another really good IPA. But especially like, I don't know if anybody listening has ever had what is called a side pull, which is where you're getting beer straight out of the fermenter rather than once it's in the tap system in a keg. There's like a brightness to it. It's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfiltered. It hasn't gone through that like final processing phase of beer. And just having the opportunity to do that anytime is really cool.
Nice.
Dennis and I have had the opportunity to do that a couple times, and this was just one that was a complete surprise, and it was fantastic.
Sweet. That's cool.
All right, that's all of our little side adventures that we went on.
I love it, man. I love it.
We'll have to bring you on more of those next year because all of them ended up being more fun than we expected.
For sure. Well, I pulled up the screen. Speaking of side adventures, you, Dennis, and I were cordially invited by James, Angela, Derek, and the team over at Black Label, including Kendrick and Brandon of Apostate Cigars, to go to the Black Label Trading Company party, and it was at the Old Jail, and this is a really cool spot. It's
That was
actually
such a cool place, man.
it actually is an old jailhouse. An old police station / jailhouse in the middle of a neighborhood that the proprietors have turned into an inn. It's turned into a hotel, very small boutique hotel, obviously. And for the second year in the row, the Black Label team rented it out. So it's their team have the run of the place for the week. And they hosted a wonderful rooftop party, which was awesome to smoke, drink, had some great music because, it's James. So he's going to have some great music selection and stuff. And interesting playlist on something. There were some interesting choices, I will say, in there. Probably not James's choices.
I really
but,
enjoyed that it was kind of all over the map
yeah,
as far
it
as the
was
music goes.
very all over the map. But there's the rooftop picture there with the canopies and stuff, and it's really nice. Inside is very New Orleans, and it was just a cool vibe. Really enjoyed it. Had a great time. The food I thought was really good. I know
I didn't even try any of the food.
I had a couple of the bread pudding pieces, and they were delicious. They also had some crab cake there too, and I had some of that, and it was also very good. I did not do the muffaletta. I was too scared, and after hitting the, after hitting gold with the Pairings, I didn't want to take a chance, so I decided not to do that. But good stuff there. Following day at the trade show, we take a trip to another favorite of ours, and right up your alley, as we keep saying.
It should be noted, just for posterity, that we didn't eat lunch any of these days.
Yes.
The only day we ate lunch was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a kind of late, weird lunch because we had all just gotten off a plane.
Absolutely. Well, we went back to Coop's place, and I cannot think of a better picture to describe Coop's place. There's the front door. It's literally the nicest part about it.
It's again, I love a dive, man. Like
hmm
the shittier the better. And Coop's Place lives right up to it. Coop's Place is a dive as much as a dive can be a dive.
Absolutely.
We didn't, but we watched people get yelled at by our server, who was also the bartender, which again is a sign of a very good dive. She was yelling at people all night. She didn't
Yeah.
yell at us, which was good.
Yeah, because we were nice. We're nice
But
people.
she was yelling at people the whole time. She was yelling at people to pay their bill and to get out of the doorway and to stand against the wall instead of against the doorway, and it was good. But that doesn't even have anything to do with the food
No.
at that place.
So I got the same dish for the second year in a row as a platter of the Coop's Place special. It includes jambalaya made with rabbit, which is
so good.
delicious. The 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 shrimp etouffee is fantastic as well too, or shrimp creole rather, the shrimp creole, uh, which is like tomato based, real brothy kind of stuff and spicy. By far the spiciest meal you will have in New Orleans if you're gonna take our tour of New Orleans with all the
Yeah,
food
this
that we ate.
this was spicier than all the other places we
Yeah.
went for sure.
And Coop's Place is home to literally the best fried chicken I have ever eaten in my entire life. And
Yeah.
as not on a knock on Chef Ron's, because I had Chef Ron's first, thank God, because I am so glad that I did not have Coop's first, because I would have really probably crapped on Chef Ron's after this. But I can appreciate both, which is great. They are the 1 and 2 spot. By far, nothing comes close to the best fried chicken on the
And
fucking planet, and they're both in
yeah,
the
I was
same
gonna say
city
not in New Orleans, in the world.
in the world.
Like they're both incredible.
Everyone talks about Gus's. Like I've had Gus's fried chicken. Not New Orleans, mind you. I've had it. It is a chain, and it's very good. There's nothing wrong with it. I have had other fried chicken at some amazing places. I've had made amazing fried chicken. There's a place here in Texas that I need to take you to. It's called Babe's Chicken, where I will. It will also you will also enjoy the fried chicken as well, but you'll mostly enjoy the sides. But
Okay.
this was the best fried chicken ever. And what's really random about it is you don't get to pick your piece of fried chicken. Sometimes you get a breast, sometimes you get a leg, sometimes you get a thigh. I guess the only thing, if you get a wing, I think they give you something else. I think they give you a wing and a drumstick. That's what I got last year. I actually got 2 pieces of fried chicken. I had a wing and a drumstick. This year, I got a thigh. And
I bet that was good.
holy shit. The seasoning, unreal. The tenderness, unreal. The juiciness of it was fantastic. And oh man, it is fried chicken that dives into your soul and fucking makes love. It is so goddamn good. And it is unbelievable. It is an absolute return spot for me every time. This place is divey. Like it is I like when they say quintessential dive, like I think when the definition of dive bar came around, like they were like, it's like Coop's place. That's
Yeah.
what a dive
Yeah.
is. Broken chairs, broken tables. You're walking on planks that are they're split. Don't go in there with any kind of open-toed shoes. You're gonna stub your toe on something. You're probably gonna get fucking tetanus. Like, don't do it. Go in there with some closed-toed shoes and pull up a chair. Don't complain about anything. Fucking order food and you'll fucking enjoy it. It's
It's
unbelievable.
so fucking good. This was one of the places where like there I believe this day there was a question asked that was like, all right, what do we have for dinner? And I was like, well, Coop's place. And everybody was like, yes,
Yes.
Coop's place. That's where we're going. 100%.
Their
Oh
their
my
uh
God, it's so
their
good.
system was down. Their system was down too, and so it was
Oh
cash
yeah,
only.
that was a
So
pain in the ass.
I bit the bullet this time, and I went and got. So I went into the first place, um, and I immediately left to go to the second place because the first place, I asked the bartender very nice if I could use the ATM. Very nice lady. Just want to point that out. But there was like a really creepy ass fucking dude sitting right by the ATM that was like right over your shoulder if you were fucking putting your card in. And I was like,
Mm.
no, man, I'm good. I'm good. So I went to the next place, asked that bartender if I can. They're like, absolutely. Gotta say, you know, these neighborhood businesses really take care of each other. They're like, oh, you're going to Coops? Absolutely. Like, yeah, please use it. And I'm like, do I have to buy
Yeah,
anything?
it,
Absolutely
it's
not. No, don't even have to worry about it.
it really is like New Orleans is just such a weird place, man, because it is such a city, but at the micro scale, it feels like such a small town.
Yeah.
Like the business owners all know each other, they all get along. They're just like if you're, yeah, if you're buying from somebody on the block, then fine, sure.
Yeah. Uber drivers are tour guides. We had one,
Yeah,
this guy who might have been related to Rocky Patel because sounded exactly just like him. And he's like telling, man, I was sitting up front
better
with
if
him
you
and
went
he's
over here.
yeah. Uh the dessert over here is nutty, it's caramely, it's just delicious. It was great. But no, he was fantastic. I was like, man, I want to come back and hit some of these spots that he talked about. He was like, and it was really great. He's like, do you like jazz? And I was like, yeah, I love jazz music. And he's like, and we started talking about jazz a little bit, and he started pointing out a couple of places. He's like, hey, you know who played there? You know who played there? And like naming like really amazing historical jazz musicians. He's like, that
Yeah,
used to play spots and stuff. And like, and he was talking about how he used to, when he first came to the country, it was almost kind of like Tom Hanks in the terminal. He's like, man, this is where I wanted to come because I wanted to listen to jazz, real jazz music. And I was like, oh, dude, that's fucking great.
that's awesome.
That's unbelievable. So, um, and just he was super cool. Loved the people. Um, it's an interesting city, man. I know it's got its problems. Doesn't have the best smell on the street, but man, when you go into these businesses, you go to these
I can
restaurants, you're
live
gonna
with
have,
that.
yeah, you can have some of the greatest experience. So we'll definitely return to Coop's place. And then of course we ended our PCA trip, only the our PCA with the tradition that's always become tradition. We end with some Asian noodle house of some kind. We do Jinya when we go to Vegas. The DP boys found nudes. Yes, called nudes. Nudes Nola. And
All of their signage inside says "I love nudes."
I love nudes. And it's fantastic, man. And I've actually got pictures for this one. So we had
I
some
I told my
incredible,
son if he ever goes to Vegas or New Orleans with me, we're going there
yeah,
because this is his kind of spot, man. He loves ramen and he loves dim sum, and I told him I had the biggest pork bow I've ever had in my life, and he would go crazy for it.
so it was a really cool combination of places. They're like, oh, what is this? Is it Japanese? Is it Vietnamese? It was everything. They had pho, they had ramen, they had Korean food. Like it
Yeah,
was really fantastic. Um, I had the spicy tonkatsu, which is a recommendation to me from John McTavish from a couple years ago. And so when we first went to Ginny, I was like, I don't know what to get. He's like, dude, just get this. And I said, okay. And that's kind of been my shit ever since. So I went with that. What did you have?
I had the black garlic tonkatsu.
Yeah. And these pictures actually
Oh, and
do
it
it
was good.
justice. Incredibly colorful, vibrant, great flavors. The broths are incredibly rich. And after a long week of talking a bunch that Tripp and I always do, um,
A lot
these,
of talking. Your
yeah,
voice is raw after that week, man. Smoking
it,
cigars all day. I mean, even if we took the approach that some people take of not smoking cigars, like just being in that room for a whole weekend talking is a lot.
yeah. I was sitting next to June, and June got the pho, and I think he got I don't know if he got the jumbo shrimp or the beef meat, but like and like you could tell June had a long week too, man. He was just so tired, like didn't talk through the whole thing, and he's just eating this food and he's just enjoying every moment of it, and it was fantastic. The dim sum, as you said, incredibly
Yeah,
good.
I got the pork soup dumplings. Actually, I think I got the crab pork soup
Crab and
dumplings.
pork. I ordered the crab and pork for
And
everybody.
I
You had this
also got the pork, not that pork bow. It was like one gigantic, yeah, the barbecue pork bow.
yeah.
I got one of those. It was ginormous.
I did the pumpkin bow. I was like, that sounds so
Oh,
fucking weird. I was like, I gotta try it. And it was fucking amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We also did some of the chicken karanja.
karage.
Karage, I always mispronounce it. Loomis loves edamame. That's what he went after. We
Dude,
also
when we go as a family to any kind of dim sum Japanese place, uh my daughter gets usually 2 orders of edamame, and that's all they eat.
that's
Like
awesome.
they will just chow down on edamame all night long, just pop it. And when she was like 3, we had to pop it for her, and she was like still all in on it, and like she would just eat as much as we could give her. But it was like I'm sitting there all night popping these peas into her mouth, and it was a lot of work. It's nice now that she's 11 and can do it herself.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man. I love like places like this where you can take kids and like they can really enjoy like
Yeah.
food that's not like a chicken nugget. Nothing wrong with a good chicken nugget, but hey. Um,
My middle kid is all about edamame, but otherwise they're very picky. The other two, the oldest and the youngest, are like they're down for anything, which is awesome.
so we went to Cafe Beignet after this, and
Mm.
while the beignets didn't look like what I'm about to show you, they were very good. The coffee was also very good. And it was the perfect thing to finish off a big meal.
I
Um,
wished that I had gotten a coffee there.
I just had one beignet. They come in orders of four, but I was like, fuck, I just ate one. And then I took the rest back and then I never had another one because everyone else ate them, which is fine. I mean, but I will say this, man. So you didn't have one, so it's not fair to ask, but like Cafe Du Monde is something that I definitely want to go back to. I was sad that I didn't go this time. Because that was really epic beignets. These were unbelievable, man. I would if someone said go back here and if we had a like we have a choice again and we go back here instead of Cafe Du Monde, I'd be good with that. I'm good. I'm okay. But Cafe Du Monde's pretty awesome and pretty historic and stuff, and it's pretty cool. But I really enjoyed the beignets from here. And they had really cool souvenirs. I got a coffee mug that I gave to Frankie. It says, "Where have you
Nice.
been, beignet, all of my life?" Um, and gave that to her. And then there was another one with another cute saying that Dennis was like, "Oh, that's great." So Dennis grabbed one too for his wife, and so nice little gift. And cool spot, good dessert, good coffee, good place to wrap up the trade show for sure. So um, that was it, guys. That was uh, that was our that was our food adventure, our food tour of PCA 2026. Um, I'm excited to do a Las Vegas edition. I want to see, like there's some spots we like in Vegas. I'm excited to do this in Las Vegas though, and have this conversation next year. Uh, we'll
Me too,
probably
man.
won't have we'll probably have more negative things to say, maybe. But the food in New Orleans is epic. I can't wait to go back in 2029, man, and get some of these spots up again. So it'll be great.
Dude, me too. I'm excited about New Orleans already
Yeah.
for 2029.
So
But I'm looking forward to Las Vegas. As much as many people hate Las Vegas, I think it's a pretty fun city to be in.
I love it, man. I enjoy it. I've gone at least once a year for the last 10 years now. Um,
Same.
and I there are things about it that I really enjoy. I can't stay too long, um, but
I
other than
once
that, it's
stayed for 9 days and never again.
yeah. There's there's definitely a max, and then of course we have to hit Jason's place up, Cigar Box, and where we're always treated like family, and it's just an unbelievable experience, great conversation, and so excited to go to Cigar Box again next year in the spring
Me too.
and enjoy this. So we're going to go through the rest of our segments really quickly. This has been a long show, but I really have enjoyed it. So this is our Everybody Eats segment brought to you by Pastani Cigars. If you always make sure that your serving style is bigger than your appetite, everybody will always get theirs. Pastani Cigars is more than just great cigars made by cool people. They embody an attitude of gratitude and grit. And with Pastani, everybody eats. So, Tripp, out of all the dishes that we've had the last couple years, what is a dish that you want to remake for your family? And have you tried yet?
Hmm. This is a hard one. I think I used to make it before I even had kids. I would make it every 3 months or so. And I think before I had kids was the last time I made jambalaya from scratch.
Oh shit.
So I think jambalaya is the one that I'm gonna pick because I should probably make that again sometime.
The problem is my kids don't like spicy, but I've done shrimp boils before. We've done that and we've had and it's been fun. They like the sausage.
Yeah,
And my oldest son likes the shrimp, even with it being a little bit of spicy and stuff. Um, Trick is Old Bay because it's Old Bay's is deceptively not spicy. It just looks aggressive. It's not.
yeah. My son is crazy about Old Bay. Like
Yeah.
he'll have white rice and just cover it in Old Bay.
There you go. Yeah, it's just super flavorful and it's not necessarily too aggressive and you can add some butter into it and it makes it a little bit more rich, but it
Calms it down.
cuts the
Yeah,
heat. Yeah. So, I also found this is a big staple too, and it's okay. It's kind of weird, but I like throwing hard-boiled eggs in it. Really soaks up the broth. Really soaks up the flavor.
gross.
Um, really good. I figured you'd hate that, but that's fine. Um, all right. I would like to take another crack at I would like to take another crack at gumbo. It's hard. The roux, the patience with making a good roux. And you gotta really just
I
not
mean, that's
move.
the thing with like any kind of Cajun style food is like you got to nail the roux. If you don't nail the roux, toss it, try
Yeah,
again
try again for sure.
because it's a lost cause
Mm-hmm.
if you don't nail it.
Dang. So our next segment is brought to you by Artista Cigars, which is truly the last hidden gem of the Dominican Republic, with nearly 70 years of rolling cigars in their family. The family behind Artista believes in honoring their long-held traditions of handmade artistry. Artista's blends include factory-exclusive tobaccos and front marks for every budget. In fact, Artista has one of the most varied portfolios on the market today. Now, if you're like me, you can never decide what to smoke. Artista is great because it's truly a breath of fresh air. I know I can crack open a box of anything Artista has to offer, and I'm going to get something truly special. So this is our rapid fire this or that segment, food. We're going to go through it. I know a couple of these answers already, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So, uh, you know, Coop has has turned us into some gumbo aficionados and definitely some gumbo converts. But you said this a while back, and I know you like a good etouffee. So does etouffee still win out over gumbo, or are you gumbo over etouffee now?
I'm etouffee over gumbo. The darker roux to me is what makes it. And to be fair, Chef Ron uses a weirdly dark roux for their
Mhm.
gumbo. Like it is
Yeah,
almost etouffee style.
it really is.
Um,
The etouffee and the gumbo look very similar.
yeah. Typically an etouffee is going to be like 3 or 4 shades darker than a gumbo.
Hmm.
Um, but etouffee all day.
Gumbo or jambalaya?
Oh man, that one's harder. Are we talking Coops place, jambalaya, or
Just
gum
standard, because that's
jambalaya,
not fair.
or
Because
standard?
I put
Okay,
Coop's Jambalaya over.
over just about any gumbo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go gumbo
Okay.
in general.
This one's gonna be hard for you too because you don't like sweets. Beignets over bread pudding.
Bread pudding.
Okay.
They're
The,
both too sweet for me, but I prefer bread pudding.
okay. The oyster
If I have to eat
question:
one.
Are we doing raw or charbroiled?
Oh, charbroiled, easily. Charbroiled has become my favorite way to eat oyster.
All right. And with as rich as our meals are in New Orleans, does the post-dinner cigar matter more, or does the pre-dinner cigar matter more?
Toast.
Post. That's always post, man. With rich meals, you got to go post for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So these are the weird ones. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
So you can have unlimited oysters of any kind, charbroiled,
Okay.
raw, mix, match, whatever, for life, but no cigars,
Nope.
or unlimited cigars, but no seafood ever again.
Unlimited cigars. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
give up seafood for cigars.
You give up seafood, no problem. Okay. Would you rather eat a ghost pepper gumbo or smoke the strongest cigar that's ever been made?
You're asking the wrong person. Can I do both?
No, that's the point.
Uh, this feels like they're both punishments, but I want both of them. You don't know how much ghost pepper I eat, man.
Oh, I
Uh,
know. I know. That's why I put it in here.
I'll go with strongest Lajero blend. I can add ghost pepper to my own gumbo.
All right. Would you rather be covered in powdered sugar for a week or
God.
or bathe bathe in a bath full of raw oysters for a week?
Oh, I'd rather be covered in powdered sugar. It's more likely that my wife would want to be within spitting distance of me.
Gotcha. All right. Our next to last segment, of course, is always
She doesn't
brought
eat
to you.
oyster.
Oh, right. Brought to you by Asylum Cigars. Asylum can be is more than just a physical place. It could be a state of mind. Some of life's greatest reflections can be found in our own personal asylum. Moments like these were made for Asylum Cigars. So light up an asylum and choose your refuge. What was your favorite cigar smoking experience from this year's trade show? Not just the cigar, not your favorite cigar necessarily, but your favorite cigar smoking experience.
Uh, I'm gonna go with the Hooten Young 250, America 250, with Norm Hooten and uh, John Carney,
I had a feeling
and
that would be it.
drinking their incredible whiskey.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be it. Man, you guys were like a pig in shit, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was that was incredible. That whole interview was fantastic for me.
Yeah. Um, I so badly wanted to pick the cigar because I really enjoyed the cigar. I had a Serpents and Rainbows on the in at the end of the old jail at the back Black Label
Mm.
Trading Company. Really enjoyed the cigar. Even better company. So I have this problem about uncomfortable seating. If I am
The seating was not wonderful there.
if I am an uncomfortable seat, it ruins my entire experience. And that sucked because I
Oh,
wanted to be there. I loved there. I loved the vibe of the place. The first floor was so cool. And it didn't like ruin the place and it didn't ruin the experience for me, but it ruined the cigar smoking experience, I would say. It was not it would have been the highlight for me if I had had a comfortable seat. And that's not on anyone's fault. That's not even at the end of the old jail's fault, man. They just have seating available, whatever, man. So, and all the other comfortable seats were taken by other people. So, you know, And that's okay. Not a big deal. But my favorite cigar smoking experience, honestly, was we had some great ones, but smoking the Culebra on with a post
That was
game
a good one.
show with the pairing that Dennis put together on the fly, and just kicking back with you guys, talking about the week, and just really just being with you dudes. Like you say it all the time, Trip, when we talk about PCA all the time, like it's the most work you ever do and it's the most fun at the same time. And man, even though we weren't as tired this year, thank God. Um, I feel like PCA is a battle every year. We battle trying to figure out how
Yeah.
to give the best coverage. How do we do the work without killing ourselves? We still killing ourselves sometimes. But like it's a battle. Like we go to war. And
Yeah. And I know you and I are the ones who take the brunt of that stress. We're the ones
yeah,
who are worried about it.
yeah, we're worried about the pace. We're worried about the content. Are we delivering on interviews? Are we giving people some entertaining stuff? Like, is it going to resonate with the audience? My fear is like Coop gonna find this even like remotely good
Valuable.
stuff
Yeah.
valuable. Like it's a lot of pressure that I know we both put on ourselves and stuff. And um, at the end of the battle, at the end of the war, man, every year, like even the really exhausting ones where we're just dead, like I look back and I'm just like, man, we did some great stuff, and we did another great show this year. We were shorthanded. We missed
Yeah.
Ben. We missed Aaron. Guys are such an incredible, valuable part of our team. Unbelievable. I missed Aaron's pictures. I missed Aaron's scouting and finding the fucking Chamali of 2026. We didn't get that experience
I know.
this year.
If only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there were some gems out there.
The um I forgot what I was gonna say.
The
I
hidden
lost
gem
it.
of the trade show floor, man. But it was good times. And man, I can't wait to do it again.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That even at the most stressful that it gets, which this year intentionally was less stressful than most. But even at the most stressed I've ever been, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love it too much. And it's worth the pain of as painful as it can get.
Yeah. So that leaves us to our last question of the evening. The Dunbar Tobacco and Trust curveball segment. Fastballs or curveballs, it doesn't matter since the company's inception. Steve Saka's been knocking them out of the park. Count them up. It's been 11 years, guys. 11 consecutive years in the consensus top three. Congratulations to the man, the curmudgeon himself, Mr. Steve Saka. Gonna do it again this year. 12 years in a row. Just watch. Gonna happen.
I
Even
mean,
though even though he thinks he makes crappy cigars. Crazy dude. Crazy
I
guy.
mean, with the cigars he's been putting out already this year,
Yeah.
that's no surprise.
It is a comical combination of folly with that man. He is so arrogant in the most delightful way, yet he is so self-deprecating in the most delightful, yet
Yeah,
sometimes annoying way,
yeah.
where he's just like, I don't even know why someone would buy this. Like, shut the fuck up, Steve. Like, just you're killing me
I
every
made this
time, man.
cigar and I charged $70 for it, and I don't know why anybody's buying it.
Yeah,
Yep, that's Steve.
and I enjoy my conversation with him every year, man, and it's always funny. We always have a good time, and we had some good ones, man. And we didn't even have to do a hot take with him because he went on a hot take rant right in the middle of our interview, so it was
Oh, it
great.
was so good.
Yeah. So to get back to it, so the curveball question. Let's go back 2 years. Okay, going into the first New Orleans trade show that in 10 years. What did you think this experience would become? Did you think it was going to be good? Did you think it was going to be great? What was that? What was that feeling? And
So I didn't have a whole lot of context, I feel like. The context I did have was really from from McTavish and Robbie Rass when they went in 2015, a couple years before I started getting into the, doing media. And they had an awful time.
Mhm.
Like I remember I watched them talk about it and talk about how they walked so many miles just to get into the convention center because the convention center layout was such a nightmare, especially from where they were staying and how there's nowhere to smoke and how since then smoking laws in New Orleans have just been getting more and more strict. And I had very low expectation for a New Orleans trade show. After 2 years of it, New Orleans is now my favorite place to have a trade show. If we could have just every show be in New Orleans, I'd be happy.
Mhm.
As much as I loved Las Vegas, um, I I I really truly love New Orleans, and I think part of it is our own making because they complained about having nowhere to smoke anymore, and we have kind of made it a point to have always a place that we can smoke, like being the media compound, where if we're gonna be smoking, we're probably gonna be there. This was the day. I mean, the my previous impression came from the days where every major brand had a after hours party. That's not really a thing anymore these days. We went to the Black Label party. There's a couple other companies that have parties and dinners and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's kind of the opening party, and that's mostly as far as the big gatherings go. So I think that's changed it a bit, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. I expected it to be a much more miserable experience than it was, and I have fallen in love with New Orleans, and I can't wait to go back.
Nice. Primo, man. I feel the same way. Um, I absolutely loved it. I had very low expectations going into it as well, and I knew it would be better because I was setting the bar pretty low. I brought some super comfortable shoes, and I was ready to rip and ready to go. And
Same.
it was just an unbelievable experience last year. This experience uh paled in comparison because I was really missing Ben and Aaron.
I
But
know.
as far as that's concerned, but I thought like the food was just as good. It was just as good, slightly less so than last year. But we found, a couple of new spots that I thought were really, really good. I know you got to experience some of the bar and dive scene that you didn't get to really last year. So I was really happy for you on that end. And the breweries I know you talked about as well. Um, I thought the experience was super fantastic. Um, so I'm going to throw this out here. You could have any city in the world other than New Orleans, because I just heard what you said. So you could have any city in the world. Take the non-smoking thing out of it. Take the smoking element out of it. Just we could have a PCA anywhere. What's the city you're choosing?
Man, that's tough. Las Vegas is the easy answer just because it's the known quantity.
Right. Well, you don't
Uh,
have to. It doesn't have to have been someplace you've even been. Like, just I mean, yeah. Let's just rock and roll, man.
I would say DC or New York.
That'd be super cool.
Because those are both cities I absolutely love that don't have places to smoke,
Yeah.
but would work really well for a trade show otherwise.
Yeah, if you had free reign on smoking, man, it's like, dude, like imagine smoking on the Capitol steps or the fucking Lincoln Memorial or something, just sitting on there looking outside
Yeah, exactly.
the lawn, just smoking a cigar on the steps there. Like, oh, it would crush it. Be a great memory for me. That'd be down with that. That'd be cool. New York, man, smoking at the top of the Statue of Liberty or top of the Empire State Building. Fuck yeah,
Oh yeah, that'd be
that'd be
cool.
super cool. Um, I mean, the good news is you could toss a cigar off the top floor of the Empire State Building. It's going to go out by the time it hits the floor.
That's true. But the wind might keep
I'm
it
not.
going. I don't
I'm
know.
not advocating for that, by the way. That is not a promotion of that. Don't do stupid things. I know there's stupid people out there. Don't do stupid things. Um, I put this question together, and then it's funny. I almost don't necessarily have a great answer, but I have a very controversial answer. And I also have a very fun answer in my opinion. So the controversial answer is, but so many things would have to happen to come to fruition. Again, this is fantasy world.
Yeah.
Um, but Havana would be so cool.
Oh yeah.
Once the regime is gone, families are reunited. The embargo is gone and lifted, and we like regime has to go. Like that's part of it. Like it has to be the perfect set of circumstances, but a reuniting of families, a reuniting of the cultures, right? And putting it all together, would be, would be a storybook ending of
Man, that's a good
the
answer.
longest embargo. It's controversial, man. I get it. Like there's probably people in the industry that hate that answer, but like I want to. There's a caveat. Like it's the perfect situation has to exist. Regime has to be gone. The embargo has to be lifted. Families have to be reunited. You know, people who are in prison need to be let go. Like all of it. All of it has to be not erased, obviously. You can't erase, fucking 50 plus years of goddamn oppression. But that would be super cool. Now, the fun answer for me, because this got me thinking, the whole Arabian Nights thing from Asylum, thing got me thinking about like crazy cool shit and stuff. Um, how fucking cool. Because they basically did this last summer. Steve Saka went on this. How fucking cool would it be to do the PCA in Scotland
In
and
Scotland?
and
That would be cool.
partner with all the distilleries
Oh my
and those
God.
those are your those are your fucking parties. Like, and then the opening
I would
gala is
go crazy.
opening gala is brought to you by Glenfiddich. Like, holy shit! Like let's go. And
Yes, please.
yeah, and dude, it would be so good. The only thing that would suck, because I spent 2 weeks there, there were some good moments of food. The food's not the best. It gets tiring.
Yeah.
So, um, if you're just gonna do traditional English Scottish meals, but they've imported a lot of cultures into the British Isles. So like I'm sure you can find other good food that's good there too. But anyway, I think that would be so super cool. Um,
Yeah, I agree. That would be super cool.
yeah. I mean,
That's a good
and
answer too.
dude, and listen, I know you're not a sport guy too, but like, dude, there's a lot of golfers in this industry. The golf element of it,
Yep.
historic birthplace of golf. Um, there's a lot of soccer fans or football fans catching a football game somewhere. Like just,
European football.
yeah, there could be so many cool things with it, man. Logistics would be awful. Again, the whole point is, like it's got to be the perfect spot, man. And it's really hard. It's really hard. I mean, and the PCA has done a good job of, working with Las Vegas and figure out a solution to their problem, which is just becoming more and more of this entertainment city of trying to be more family friendly and stuff like that, and makes it less optimal to smoke. New Orleans really opened up their arms to us and everything like that. It's great. St. Louis apparently is trying to get us. Probably not going to happen, but I
Probably
think
not gonna happen. Well, we'll see.
that'd be fun. I've but I'm excited about the future of this trade show, man. We've only got 7 more left with Coop because he says he's retiring after 2033. So we got to figure this out. We got to
Yeah.
have some epic ones over the next 7 years, and before Coop mails it in. But um, it's gonna be a fun few years, man. We got Vegas coming up. New Orleans will be back. So good times are ahead, man. I'm looking forward to some more great meals and more great cigars with you, Tripp. It's gonna be good times.
Absolutely.
This was a long one, guys. We really appreciate the audience tonight, man. We were up till 1 in the morning. It's now 2 o'clock Eastern. My God, we haven't done this since last time you and Dennis were on, but this is
I
a late
know.
one. But
I just have that touch, man.
appreciate all the likes, shares, and comments. Keep them coming. Really do appreciate all the people who tune into us wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure you download, subscribe, and review. Our audio broadcast is always courtesy of our friends at Grand Habano Cigars. Honest, compassionate, great cigars. Please download, subscribe, review. And if you are going to review, listen, I appreciate constructive reviews. 5-star reviews are fantastic. That's what gets everyone's attention, gets everyone really excited. If you're going to write me a 1-star review, just be constructive. Like the guy who told me that my audio levels are terrible. That was great. I hope you can hear me now. Hope you're still listening. Be great. To the guy who left me a 1-star review and left it blank, fuck you. As I tell you every week, you're not listening anyway. I can't do anything for you. So constructive criticism only, guys. Tuning into us later on YouTube, hit the bell. That way you hit the subscribe, hit the bell. That way you get notified every time we post up. And we broadcast almost every Sunday night from 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. Our video broadcast is courtesy of our friends at at Foundation Cigars. Sorry, Nick. Nick Malillo began his career in the cigar industry at the age of 18, working in a cigar shop, the Calabash Shop, in his home state of Connecticut. He went on to work for a well-known cigar company, Drew Estate, where he developed some of the most popular blends they've ever had. In 2015, he started Foundation Cigars to create a unique and flavorful cigar experience that would appeal from everyone, from the novice to the most sophisticated smoker. This has been our show tonight. This has been our 363rd take. This was our tour of food around PCA 2026. It's my pleasure to welcome back Tripp Waldrop for the record-breaking time. We just insert the number. It's just never going to be beat anyway. Tripp,
Put
thanks
it
for
in
joining us.
post.
Yeah. I'm going to have to count it up at some point. I really am. But really appreciate you always willing to hop on, man. We have fun with these things. We're always thinking about projects and stuff like that. It's going to be great ahead of time. And you can check us out, Let's Get Pairing. They're always on before us here on ELOSOFUMARTAKES on a Sunday night. Him and Dennis have great conversations, great pairings, great cigars. Listen, these guys do their research, man. They're talking about more than just the cigar. They're talking about whatever, they're talking about the drinks they bring in, and they're bringing up some great conversation and some random conversation too, man. It's just good listening. So download, subscribe, and review that too, okay? As always, I'm your host, Barry Duplessis, live from the Alec Bradley Lone Star studio of Azle, Texas. Guess what, everybody? See you next time.